Just talk. 24%. What? 24%. Your child is gonna become a pussy. Your child is gonna become a pussy. 24%. What? 24%. Your child is gonna become a pussy. Your child is gonna become a pussy.
One of the more shocking things that I've experienced over the course of those years are the number of young boys and girls who have openly declared their apostasy to me.
24%. What? 24%. Your child is gonna become a pussy. Your child.
You're imagining this deformed thing, and they say it moves, and you're imagining it hopping, and they go, oh, but don't imagine it. And you're thinking, well, it's a bit late, mate. But not imagine it. Don't imagine it. Don't imagine it. It's a bit late for that, mate. Don't imagine it. Don't imagine it.
The Quran says that Allah has one eye, and another ayah says He has multiple eyes. Multiple eyes. And both of Allah's hands are right hands. Both of them are right. How? I don't know. Don't try. Don't try.
Don't imagine it. Don't imagine it. It's a bit late for that, mate. Don't imagine it. Don't imagine it.
The fingers of Allah are mentioned. The shin of Allah is mentioned. The face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned. So all these are a direct indication that Allah has got a shape.
How? I don't know.
Don't imagine it. Don't imagine it. It's a bit late for that, mate. Don't imagine it. Don't imagine it. Let me dumb this down for you guys. This one, God, body parts. This one, no body parts.
I love that guy.
Gets me every time.
Yeah.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We got our brother Chris with us. As you can see, what's going on, Chris? Welcome to the stream.
Hey,
man.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me on.
All right. So we're also live streaming for the first time on Kick. And if you guys don't know about that, I'm just gonna post a link in there. And that's really just to archive our streams because StreamYard makes you pay money to archive your stuff. And if you have too much stuff, it fills up really fast. So we're on Kick, and it's really just it's kind of like the Rumble thing that we were doing, but it's a lot easier to direct streams and stuff on Kick. So if you guys want to check us out on Kick, that's the link. But yeah, that's where we're at, along with YouTube, of course. So, all right, we got a really, really cool announcement to make. I want to show this real quick. Boom.
Yeah, this is awesome. So I only found this out like about half an hour before I joined this live. But so the book I've just released, or actually not just released, next Saturday, my book, The Islamic Dilemma, will be released on Amazon as a paperback, a hard copy, and an ebook. And you can pre-order the ebook now, but only the ebook version on Kindle, because Amazon is weird like that, and they won't let you pre-order physical copies. But on the 25th of this month, so next Saturday, you'll be able to buy the book and get yourself a physical copy of The Islamic Dilemma. I've been working on this for probably about 9 months now, if not a little bit more. And it's finally done. It's finally getting out there. So I'm really excited. And apparently it's #1 on the new releases for the Islamic theology category on Amazon, which is hilarious to me.
That's amazing.
And there's books by Gabriel Reynolds on this list that are lower down. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. And it's also #3 on best-selling for Islamic theology, which is pretty cool as well.
So check it out. This is the top 10, right? So yeah, these are
it's the top 10.
Look at that. And we're trending at #1 right now.
And this is just the Kindle version.
This is just the Kindle version, guys. New releases in Islamic theology. So if you click on that, this is what you guys will see. And I do have the link pinned if you guys want to pre-order. As Chris mentioned, this is just the Kindle edition. but you can wait until the release of the book next week and get yourself a soft or hard copy. And yeah, here it is. Check it out. #1 new release in Quran. In Quran, look at that.
Wait, what? In Quran? Oh, that's different from what I saw. I saw.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, is that a new category? Like,
Yeah,
if you click on it, will it take you to?
The thing with Amazon is it's like sometimes it will like give your location. I don't want to click on all this stuff because sometimes it like gives. Oh, if you ship it to this address or that address, I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I can open up on the side though. Let me open on the side and then we'll do it the safe way.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so now, yeah, okay, so I can open this now. We're safe with this one. So check this out. If you go, new releases in Quran.
Hey, nice.
#1 in Quran, guys. Look at that. We just found this out right now in real time. Check this out.
That's awesome.
So
it's doing incredibly well.
you got, let's go through their top 10. All right.
Is there any ones that you recognize? In the other category, there was Gabriel Reynolds books there.
Yeah. Look at that! Wow, you're in Islam and you're in Quran, #1, and new release as well. You got a new release. Yeah.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Yep.
So I can see some questions in the chat. If I could.
All right, let's go through some questions, guys. Let's see what we got. All right.
Oh wait, someone said #1 in Christian evangelism too.
Really? So I wonder if like it shows. How
do I find this? You guys are. You see, this is how much of a boomer I am when it comes to technology. It's not that I should know this or anything.
I'm not sure how you see like categories either, but maybe for different people it showed up as like different #1s. Like you had it showing up in the Islam, mine is showing up in Quran. I'm not sure, but yeah.
So basically, when I published the book, it asked me for the categories that the book do. Will there be 7 Aruf or just a standard issue? Well, there's actually technically 3 Aruf, I guess. The ebook version, the paperback, and the hard copy. As long as Uthman doesn't get his hands on one of them and burns them, we should be pretty good.
Should be safe. All right.
And there are different words, but you know.
All right.
So there are different categories. So one was Islamic theology, the Quran was another one, and Christian missionary work or evangelism was the other one. I don't think there are anymore. So I think it's just those 3. But
amazing. Okay. I'm trying to pull it back up here again, but I lost my place. So so for where you get it, all right, see if I scroll down. Let's see Amazon is always trying to dox people, you know what I mean? So we gotta
I was thinking about it.
If you want to ship to this address, like you give me the whole address and like you want to ship to this address, like hey man, I'm not trying to show that to everybody, but here we go guys, look at that.
New release in Christian evangelism. Awesome.
So it seems like every time I refresh the page, it will give like a different category that it's so it seems to be.
Perfect.
So the physical where do I purchase the physical edition? Next week, guys.
It'll be next week on the 25th. The reason you only see the ebook, the Kindle ebook shown here, is because that's the only one that Amazon lets you pre-order, and that's why it gives you an option to pre-order it there. But it doesn't make reference to any of the other versions because I haven't there. You have to wait to the 25th basically. Then there'll be
a lot of people saying that they want the physical, they want the hard copy. So so guys, this is also something where this is something that you can, just to support Chris and his ministry as well. So if you want to get, if the Lord puts it on your heart and you want a physical copy, but you also just want to give support, you can also just get an e copy or pre-order e-copy like on Kindle, or if you want to get just a physical, wait till next week. But this is one of those really cool things where you're going to get, as you can see, all this epic information and material on the Islamic dilemma, but it's also a way to support Chris and his ministry as well. So just keep that in mind as you're making your purchases as well. So if you want to get one for yourself, get one for a friend, get one for someone you're evangelizing to, this is something that you could probably do as a reading kind of thing with maybe if you have a Muslim friend or something like that. Like, hey, let's go over this chapter together and see what you think about this and talk about it together. Could be different ways you can use it in your evangelism, right? So
Nice.
they also want an audiobook. There's a couple,
Yeah.
couple on the audio.
Are you making a killer art of the book? Yeah, there'll be a totally new reading of it. Need the audiobook? Yeah, well, not with my voice like this. And also, I don't want to use AI, because I feel like it cheapens it. So if I did an audiobook, I'd actually want to just either me read it all out or get someone else to read it all out, because that feels like it's more authentic and I'm actually offering you something real rather than, I went on some AI thing and I gave it the text and it just generated it. I don't think that's fair on you guys if I did that.
Who's got a good reading voice? Who's got a good reading voice? Who could do this? Let me think.
Robert Spencer, I think, could be pretty
Robert
cool.
Spencer, yeah. If you could get Robert Spencer to do that, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Who else? I don't know. There's quite a few people actually, I think, who could do it pretty well. Someone said, about signing books, right? So,
okay.
I would love to sign every copy that everyone gives me. But I thought I could do that, but then practicality kicked in, and I realized how many people were asking me for this, and I realized that's going to just kill all my time. So the way that I'm going to do signing is this: if you see me, if you go to Speaker's Corner, and I will be there every week for the next 3 months. If you guys see me there, I will sign any book. Well, I mean, you're only going to have one book for me because I only made one book, but yeah, I'll sign it for you.
We got suggestions for DOC to do the reading.
That's a good point.
Different authors do different things. I've heard like authors doing like the first 50 hard copies, for example. Like, so if you're and they number them as well, so they're like number the first 50 hard copies, and then like the first 50 they get signed, and it kind of gives people a little bit of like they get them kind of excited to be within the first 50. But that person gets 51. It's like I kind of feel bad for that person, but it's
51st version. Yeah,
it's like, man,
but I'll be like promoting this on as many channels as I can. I'll probably be doing something with David Wood and hopefully Avery God Logic at some point.
I'm sure you'll be on all the big channels. Yeah, we'll try to get you on like IP as well. You're always welcome here. This is like a second home for you. Whenever you want to come, you can come. So awesome. Next week, guys, look out for next week. It's going to be 1 week from today. Mark it down.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, but you can pre-order it now. So if
you ebook in particular, because a lot of people are confused by this. I have to just make it clear. Right now, you can only pre-order the ebook,
which cannot be signed.
Which I guess it can't be signed. Yeah. So if you want the paperback or hard copy, then wait till next Saturday.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And you got a forward from, let's see if we can show it on this. Oops, that's okay. You got a forward from, can I zoom in on this without showing something? Okay. So there we go. There we go. Forward from David Wood. There we go. You got a forward from David Wood.
which is really awesome. I'm really happy you did that. It was epic. David has been a huge inspiration and help for me on this. So have you, Jai, and DOC. You guys have had my back and helped with a lot of Arabic related questions and
awesome,
and just been amazing support. The team David put together has been awesome. Yep. So you guys, I'm very much indebted to. So thank you for being there for me.
Oh man, it is our pleasure. It is our pleasure. We love to see this and can't wait to see the fruit of this work. This is going to be awesome. And I think we're going to see you on different channels and different, connecting with different like Christians and stuff like that who will hopefully offer their support for this as well. Because first book, right? This is your first book, right?
Yeah, first book. Yeah,
okay, first book. And this is So I had that idea of like, let's say like you purchase a copy for like a Muslim friend or something like that. Did you think about different ways people could use the book, or in your mind, what do you think? I mean, because sometimes people can get creative as well, like they can come up with things that we didn't even think of. But what did you think when you were writing it? Did you think, okay, this is for the Christian who's interested in learning and mastering the Islamic dilemma, you had them in mind as like your primary, or was it like, I want to, like, you know, maybe for the Muslim who's interested, or maybe like for that kind of like, you know, friendship kind of thing, let's both read it together? When you were writing it, what did you kind of think? Who was your target audience, and then like secondary and etc.?
So the primary audience, I would actually, okay, so I'm not naive. I know full well that it's probably Christians who are going to be the primary audience who purchase this book in witness, in doing evangelism, in debating Muslims, either online or in their own personal life. But I wrote the book in a way that I didn't assume that the reader was a Christian. I wanted, because one of the things I'm quite passionate about is that this argument can be made by non-Muslims of any kind. And I want to encourage that, because I want to kind of break the stereotype that, oh, well, this is a Christian thing. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. It just so happens that Christians are awesome, and we're the people that kind of pioneered it in the last few decades. So that's my main audience. I wrote it in such a way that obviously there's an introduction. I go through my methodology. I try to sort of walk before I can run, and kind of handhold a little bit, just to guide people into what this is in case they're not too familiar or they want to know exactly how I'm framing the argument. And then I go into 3 main parts. The first part is I identify what the Quran believes the Torah and the Gospel, or the Injil, to be. And I go through lots of different aspects of that. And the second part is making the case that the Quran confirms the inspiration, preservation, and authority of that Torah and Gospel. And the third part is that the Quran is not in continuity with the Torah and Gospel. And then I list examples, and I go through this in quite a lot of depth. There's also a final chapter, which I actually just deal with the whole idea of corruption. I basically go through all the verses a Muslim could possibly bring up to say, oh, but the Torah and the Gospel, they've been corrupted. I go through all of that. I refute all of it and deal with any objections that they can throw back at you. So it's quite heavy, in the sense that this is like what I think is one of the best presentations of the Islamic dilemma argument. But at the same time, I've had in my mind that it's something that I want people to use as a resource. So at the very back of the book, I include some useful tables. There's one table where I basically just go through and I list things like all the verses for all the different aspects you could be thinking about. So excuse me. So for example, one is like, okay, so where are all the verses in the Quran where the Torah is mentioned? There's 18 in total. Here they are. Where are all the verses where the Gospel is mentioned? There are 12 in total. Here they are. Where are all the verses where the word musaddiq, which means to confirm, is mentioned in relation to the Torah and Gospel? Well, there's 18. 6 of them are talking about contemporary people at Muhammad's time, what they have with them or with you. There are 6 of those, and the rest of the 12 use the Mabaina Yadehi construction, which means either what is between their hands or what was before them, depending on how you want to look at that. But I go into more detail on that as well. But basically, I just break everything down. So there's another column where I'm just like, here are all the verses that talk about partialism, that deny that you can like only take part of the Torah or part of the Gospel. And I list those out. So it's just like a nice quick research. You can just pick it up, go to that table and be like, oh, I just really need to know what were those verses that say you can't take like the Torah or the Gospel in parts? Oh, here they are. And now you can bring them up to your Muslim friend. And
those are really helpful. Yeah, really helpful.
Yeah, so it's thorough, it's in depth, but I think it's the best that has been written on this topic. To be fair, there's not much that has been written on this topic at this level. I try to write this in an academic style, so I reference everything. The bibliography is there, and it's very intense, and a lot of work went on that. But yeah, so it's for people who want to learn the dilemma and want to learn it as best as they can to present to their Muslim friends.
Awesome.
Or people online.
Great. All right, so guys, that is something that we want to share with you guys right away, and we'll probably revisit it maybe like halfway through the stream or so. God willing, maybe more people or different people will come in, and we will try to promote it then as well. And just another reminder, guys, we are live on Kick for the first time. I'm not trying to kick you off of YouTube, but if you want to join us on Kick, you guys are welcome to, if you guys have an account on there. it's just kind of a way to archive our live streams so we don't have to keep paying StreamYard lots of money. It's just a free way to archive our streams. So if you guys want to join us on there, you're welcome to. If you guys want to stay on YouTube, you are welcome to. All right, so that is Chris's book. More on that later on. And let's see, let me zoom out of this a little bit here. And we got the link pinned in the chat, guys. It's pinned in the chat. It's also in the description as well for the pre-order of the Kindle version. That is the ebook version. You guys can get the physical copies or soft hardcover next week. And you guys will definitely see Chris on a bunch of other channels talking about that. Yeah.
Yes. One more thing before I go. I forgot I actually have these are proof copies. So
let's put you up real quick. Let's do full screen.
Yeah. So
whoa, look at that.
Yeah. The Islamic Dilemma. This is the paperback. Again, this is not going to actually be there in the actual full release. And then you have the hardcover. This has gone through a slight redesign since I had this printed ever so slightly. But there's a hardcover.
Amazing, man.
In the light. Well, there we go.
Yeah. That is so cool. Wow. That's exciting. I'm excited about this, guys. I can't wait to see what this is going to bring about, how the Lord is going to use it. So very, very exciting. We got member for 7 months. Thank you so much for that. Member for 3 months. Thank you guys so much for being members. Thanks, guys. All right. So we are going to be reviewing a debate with Libyano and Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that Chris, you've done a lot of live streams. You've spent a lot of time talking about preservation of the Quran.
Yes.
We have on this channel as well. And it's Libyano's been, popping up, and you've had personal interactions with him. And so we thought, okay, so like there was, when Dean was, first kind of, is Dean still around? Is he still doing stuff as Dean? I don't even know if he's.
As far as I can tell.
Okay, because sometimes they just like pop up and they become like popular for like, a couple months. I don't know if Dean was really ever popular, but Libyano definitely took the spotlight with that kind of between those two. And I don't even know if Dean's still around or not. But what happened was we did like one stream on Dean before, and then he pulled I'm just like 20 years old, and these guys they have like. So once Muslims start talking about like they're so young and we're like picking on them, and it's like, no, we're not talking about your age, we're talking about your arguments and the stuff. But once they start doing that, I kind of like lose interest. So I have done streams on Dean after that, but it's on other channels when people ask, like, hey, why don't you guys join us with this? Hey, can you guys present material on this? And it just happens to be on Dean. But once somebody uses that kind of excuse, it tells me that,
they ain't got nothing.
Yeah. So Libyano, we had a kind of similar thing with him at the beginning when he was first getting started. He used to come in the chat and type in the chat, and he wasn't being aggressive or anything. He was like laughing and typing along, especially when we were exposing Central Dawa, his former buddy there. And he was, really happy that we were doing that. I don't know why, but he was. And so that was our kind of first encounter with him. And then he sort of took off in like the Muslim side of YouTube, and he's now gone off into like the craziest, firsthand, but for those of you guys who don't know, he's gone off into just stooping to the lowest levels of Dawa. I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
Just
kind of like
disgusting guy, disgusting character.
Yeah, he is. He's compromised his character for a little fame.
Yeah.
He what was I gonna say? Yeah, so like, have you seen the videos he makes? Like, they're so interesting. He made a video that was like, this woman disagrees with me, so I give her the belt. And I'm just like, how does that make you look good? That's such a weird like thing to say.
Yeah,
it's very much like, you have like the Andrew Tate kind of thing. It's that, but like to the Muslim like next degree. And it's just like for all these Salafi Muslims, which apparently there's a lot of. And yeah, no non-Salafi Muslim calls them out. They just let them do this. It's so weird.
Yeah, well, actually, I do have to say, I did see Jake
Jake.
calling out Libyano, but Jake's calling everybody out, so it's not doesn't really count, right?
Jake is like
He's against
he actually
everybody.
does, yeah. Which is
he's an equal opportunist hater, right? He's like so. But I did see Jake yesterday. I think it was someone sent me a tweet. The guy blocked me, so I don't see his stuff. It doesn't pop up on my feed, but people will like send it or they'll like screenshot it and then they'll like repost it or talk about it, and I'll be able to see it then. But he basically did he made some remark towards Libyano saying that there's a huge problem with Libyano. So Libyano did some sort of stream called like "We Have a Serious Problem" or something, and our video called "We Have a Serious Problem," and it's of that like that TikTok Muslim girl that Ali Dawah was obsessed with, the one where he downloaded all of her videos and his wife got like Ali Dawah's wife got jealous of the fact that Ali Dawah was downloading one of her videos. He was like binge watching her and stuff, and she started saying that all sorts of weird stuff. There was like a Ali Dawah loves his shapes. It was kind of like a love triangle going on there. I don't know how much love was involved or not, but there was something with a triangle.
They know love, yeah.
But so Libyano did a video or something like that on that. I don't keep up with Libyano, but he did something like that, and it was like "We have a serious problem," and it was talking about that lady, and then Jake responded back and was saying, "Yeah, we have a serious problem with you. You're showing half-naked women on your videos or something." I don't know what he's referring to, but maybe it's like the dawah that he does in the street. Maybe the women are not covered or something, and he doesn't blur them. I don't know what he's talking about, but he's saying that you're actually the big problem. You're showing women that aren't dressed properly, and you're showing it to the Muslim audience. So that's the only Muslim I've seen calling him out. What about? But you're saying you haven't seen anyone calling him out?
Well,
for behavior.
They call him out. They just do it privately. Like
not publicly. They don't go publicly.
Yeah. So I have Muslims. I won't say any names, but like I have Muslims pretty big dawah guys reach out to me and say, "Hey, that was absolutely disgusting. What he did was wrong. What his team did was wrong. You didn't deserve that." And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, that's great, but why don't you say it publicly? And then Speaker's Corner, it's actually even worse because the guys there, they are just like, no, I don't condemn it all. Or they do the I condemn all violence as long as it's not, apart from self-defense. Basically, they tiptoe around it and they leave like little escape routes. So
of course.
And I keep saying, no, just call him out by name. Say you condemn this guy. And they go, no. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. Muslims, basically what I've learned firsthand. I kind of knew it already, but when you know something and then you experience something.
Yes.
So I experienced
it kind of hits differently when you.
Yeah, it is differently. Muslims will just cover for each other basically across different perspectives. They might like be convinced in their own mind that something was wrong enough that they actually reach out to you and say that was wrong, but they won't ever go any further than that. Like they don't go against their own, it seems to me.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree with that as well. That's been my experience with Muslims as well. So I'm just trying to think of any other times I've really seen Libyano. Like I said, he was in our chat when we were doing the Central Dawah expose, when Central Dawah was scamming people with his Discord and things like that. But it seems like what happened shortly after was Libyano just did the same thing that Central was doing. I remember even specific. I don't have the clip, but I could probably someone could. We got these people on TikTok that they just call it like a clipping and shipping, like clipped and shipped. So they clip it and ship it to us, and so we got these clip and shippers, the clippers, right? And they'll send us stuff from time to time. So I'm sure one of them can dig this up. But it was when he was confronting Central Dawah, and he said to him, "Come on, man, do you really think your knowledge is worth $20? Do you really think your knowledge is worth $20?" He's like, "I know mine isn't. My knowledge isn't worth $20." But now he's charging like, what is it, like $50 for like an hour phone call or something like that. It's like, so he was going after Central for like charging $20 a month or something like that. And he's like, "Come on, man, what are you doing? You're scamming people. Your knowledge is not worth $20 a month." He's like, "My knowledge isn't worth $20. And now like it's like an hour.
He had an upgrade, man. He leveled up his knowledge. He took a quick,
he got injected with a bunch of
course, and now he's like super knowledgeable. And
he got injected with a bunch of knowledge in that short period of time.
The thing is, like, Muslims will go against other Muslims, and I can't believe just how bad that is. Like compared, like Christians, we have our own problems, but compared to like the Muslim Dawah scene in particular, we're nothing like that. they will climb on top of each other
Yeah.
for like any kind of attention, or like there's no humility, there's no supporting each other.
Yeah.
They fight each other basically.
Yeah,
all the
Jordan
time.
Peterson uses the analogy. I mean, a lot of people use this analogy, but I heard it from him where it's like crabs in a barrel, you know?
Crabs in a barrel, yeah, literally. Someone's getting it up and they're like, no, and they grab him down. And
yeah, it's like it's not just that like each one of them wants to get big and blow up, but they don't want anyone else to either. Like they all have that desire to blow up and get big, but they also don't want anyone else to blow up and get big. So someone starts climbing up and they bring them down. But it's like, if think about it, okay, that guy going up doesn't prevent you from also going up, but they don't have that mentality. They just think that they need to be number one. No one else can be number one, and that's why you don't even see support amongst these Dawa guys on that level. Like you do have like Ali Dawa every now and then he'll put out a video and he's like, support these guys or something. But it's, how it is with that. It's like it's just politics. He's not really, Ali Dawa doesn't really have much of an audience anymore. He's only it's just kind of clickbait stuff. Like it's like he's like, this person's converting to Islam, and it's like some famous like football player, soccer player, or something like that, and ends up being a lie. so that's kind of his audience. It's like just clickbait. So he doesn't really have much pull in like the Muslim, like the Dawa world. He just, I don't know if he ever did. I don't know like how these guys get million subscribers. I don't know if they like.
He used to go to Speaker's Corner, and he used to be give him credit, give the devil credit where the credit is due. Give the devil his dues. He's an all right speaker, I think he has I think he has a very funny and interesting voice, but maybe that's just like interesting to people. And he can tell people what they need to hear. He would be telling them about the scientific miracles and how great they are and how he became a Muslim because of them. And then he won't really tell them that actually, no, he thinks the scientific miracles have all been debunked. But
that's one of his famous quotes, right? He's like, I came to Islam for the wrong reasons, but no, I'm staying for the right reasons. And this is like, by the way, buy my prayer mat. Like, I'm staying for the right reasons. By the way, buy this. By the way, buy this. It's like
I know. That's so I won't say who this is, but someone told me at Speaker's Corner recently. They were doing camera work for Ali Dawa many years ago, and they're not now. They're no longer a Muslim. But basically, this person just said that it's the most boring thing ever. It was like 9 hours of just watching him basically try and sell things. Like those shows where, like that like late night TV.
Yeah.
Where it's like, plastered all over the screen, all these graphics about like buy now, limited time only. And there's this guy in a suit who's like, check out this umbrella. It's the best umbrella. Basically, it's just that for 9 hours. And it was incredibly tedious. That kind of made me laugh.
Yeah. By the way, speaking about Zakir Naik and what's up, Sunday Speaker's Corner. Sneeko is supposedly going to be doing a stream like today or tomorrow with Zakir Naik. He's in Malaysia with the Warner, and we know what they do when they get together. But they're in Malaysia right now. The Warner and Sneeko, maybe doing some kind of extra Islamic, I don't know, something like that. But they're supposedly they're meeting with Zakir Naik. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of clips that come out of that. So we might have to review that depending on. Yeah.
Have you seen like Hamza's Den when he tried to meet Zakir Naik?
No.
Yeah, Zakir Naik didn't like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Hamza's Den had to apologize after the fact. He said that Zakir Naik apparently found him arrogant.
Oh, well, I can see that. Yeah, he is arrogant.
And like Hamza's Den was hoping to like talk with him and interview him, but when they met, he just had a very sour opinion of him. So
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
but I can see that was I can see that was Sneeko though.
Yeah,
as well. So I don't know. We'll see what Zakir Naik thinks of him.
Yeah. So that's I saw the comment about Zakir Naik. So, but back to Libyano. So apart from that, I don't really know much about Libyano other than he's recently kind of exposed himself as like the same disgusting, filthy character that a lot of these Dawa guys have. But Muhammad Hijab is ashamed of that kind of behavior now. He's kind of turning away from that. He's like turning a new leaf on that stuff. And he's like saying he's kind of regretting how he acted in the past. And he kind of paved the way for some of this like chest thumping, bravado.
Really? Is he like a repentant to that in some way?
He said he's got like a I think David would call like a 30-step plan. He got like a 30-step plan for like how he's gonna like redeem himself from his like past behaviors, and he does talk about it in a regretful way. Now I don't know if he said sorry for anything, but he's spoken about it in like negative terms, that okay, I shouldn't have been like this, or I can see why people are coming from when they say this, like negatively critiquing him.
Step 1, stop defending pedophilia.
There you go, right? Yeah. So that's recent, and he's got maybe he also regrets like trying to sue people for defamation and then get it.
Do you think he regrets that? Yeah.
So maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know, but maybe, but he has talked about how he's responsible for a lot of this kind of like that you mentioned in your take, right? Like kind of like the red pill kind of like mentality of like the alpha kind of stuff, like how they talk to people, and so he has paved the way for these. The video was called like something like Dawa Bros, and so he was talking about how he's partially responsible for these Dawa Bros existing, and he doesn't. Then he goes and does the video with Libyano about Avery and his wife, and then everyone else that he mentioned as well. So it's like, is this guy actually like what? How is it on one hand you're going to say I feel bad for contributing to this negative kind of like image of the Dawa guys, but then you go on and do something like that with Libyano, who's one of the new Dawa guys, and now you're starting him out on this level of like, this is like one of the worst things you can do about someone, like the kind of what kind of reputation, insulting their reputation the way they're doing it. Like that's like one of the very insulting, right? So it's like imagine like this guy's supposedly apologetic, not without really saying sorry, but at least he's trying to make it sound like he's sorry for his behavior, his past actions.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
But then he goes on and does what he does with Libyano. So that's kind of my experience with Libyano. I know you've actually met him in person, and you've had other encounters with him online as well. So recently he was at Speaker's Corner, right? And that's what we're going to be reviewing today.
Which is, that was one of the weeks I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But fortunately, my brother in faith, Timothy, was. So that's awesome. How we have this video. So we should check that out.
All right. So before we get into it, we just want to thank our members here. Thank you guys so much. 7 months and 4 months. And then we got Joshua. We know, we all know where you lived. Yeah. Philippians 3:20. Philippians 3:20. Is that we're ambassadors? Our citizenship is in heaven. Yes, our citizenship is in heaven, and we eagerly await a Savior from there, the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Yes, Amen. That is where we are from. That's where our citizenship is. That's correct. All right, guys. So we are going to get into this now. We don't have timestamps, and we're definitely not going to be watching the whole, hour, but we'll see how far we get into it, and see how things go, right? All right, so let's put this up on the screen like this. Anything you want to say before we get started?
Yeah, I do actually. So cool. David was here, the guy who got hit twice, along with me by Libyano's boyfriend who's there. David.
Wait, Libyano's. He was at Speaker's Corner.
Yeah, David was. Yeah.
No. But his boyfriend, you said he's at Speaker's
Corner? No. He was the guy that hit me and David. But so Libyano came not the day after, like he said he would. I think he came either the week after that or the week after that. I can't remember. But basically, I wasn't there, but Timothy was there, who's the guy in the beanie hat there. And there was also David. And David, of course, wanted to talk to Libyano again. And what do you think Libyano did there?
I'm guessing he dodged him.
Oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely no. Even though I'm partly responsible for you being assaulted, I don't want to talk to you at all. Yeah. He has like nothing. He had no defense, and he just gave up. So,
Oh wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I think David's on the list of people where when these Dawa guys come around that like they don't talk to this guy. There's like a list. I know there's like a list of them. I know that they kind of out of themselves when Avery came by. They're like, "Hey, didn't you get the message about this person? We're not supposed to be talking to this person." And so they have a list of people that are forbidden to talk to, and he's definitely on that list, right? So. Timothy, though, he was able to talk to him. So let's see. All right, let's get into it. Anytime you want to pause, you just say something and I'll pause it, okay?
Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
All right, guys.
Yeah, so
Nice civilized conversation.
absolutely, yeah. My reputation here,
He looks all right. Yeah, he can discuss.
yeah, my reputation here is someone who, talks with Muslims respectfully. I don't insult Muhammad. No one has known me to insult Muhammad anyway.
I respect that.
And I try to have a good intellectual conversation about religion. That's all I'm about.
All right.
So,
So let me ask, what would be the most compelling evidence for Christianity?
no, I thought we had agreed. I don't know if he mentioned it to you, but I wanted to talk about the perfect preservation of the Quran.
We could talk about that, but I'd also like to talk about the most compelling evidence for Christianity.
Okay, do you want to have that maybe as a separate discussion? Because I came into the discussion thinking that, and we spoke outside.
Does this music play the whole time or is it just the intro? Sounds like it's like a.
Where are you watching it from? Oh, Soko Films.
Yeah, Soko Films. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to say this is Soko Films. Let me give you guys the link. Is this the right link, or did I get the wrong link? Is there another link I should be using?
Wait, what? No, you use Soko Films.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Soko Films is great.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
cool. But he's
So
got
I would be-
music playing. Let me just see. Guys, here's the link. Shout out to Soko Films. I saw Silent Speaker's Corner in here as well. I don't know if he has this on his channel, but okay. Yeah, so I don't know how long the music goes on for, but sorry about that.
To challenge him on the perfect preservation, and in return he can challenge me on the Bible.
Yeah, that's what he offered. I never said that's what he agreed on. I never told you he agreed.
Oh, okay. Do you agree to that?
So I'd like to talk about your most compelling evidence for Christianity. Then you could give any argument against that.
Okay. I'd prefer to do it like that. At least then we know exactly what we're talking about. Because then at least you can challenge me in return on the Bible's preservation if you want to.
No, first I want to know your most compelling evidence for Christianity.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's going to be a problem then because we're not going to be able to agree on how this works.
Can't talk about Christianity?
Can you talk about the perfect
I
preservation?
can, but that's why I told you.
When I speak to Muslims, right?
Yeah.
What I like to ask them is why are they Muslim?
Yeah.
They say
Well, I'm asking
no,
you why you're
yeah, but they say it's because of the perfect preservation of the Quran.
That's not why I'm Muslim.
No, but that's what a lot of Muslims say.
I'm not a lot
So
of
when I
Muslims.
look, so what I've done, I've looked into the perfect preservation of the Quran, and I
Should we go to a different version of this? The music is kind of distracting a little bit. Let me just see. Let's see if we can pull up another version of it.
Revelation 22:13.
Revelation 22:13. Yeah,
I'm guessing they probably have it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll do that. All right. Okay. Just gonna pull it up real quick. Nope, I'm not seeing it. Unless it was live. Did he do it while it was live, maybe? Nope, not live. Okay, anyone have another channel that we can use?
Are people saying it's distracting, or are you just thinking it is?
Sometimes YouTube gets weird about music and stuff, so I don't know. Hopefully we don't get any issues. But if it's not a distraction for anybody, we can keep going. But sometimes YouTube they'll they have their bots will detect music and do weird stuff. So, but yeah, we can keep going unless someone gives another link. We'll keep going. Okay. All right.
Cool.
I can't see how Muslims are claiming that it's true.
Okay,
So this is what I want to talk about. I want to look at some of the evidences that would show that the Quran hasn't been perfectly preserved, and I'd like to discuss that with you
yeah, that's fine.
to see what your opinion is of the matter.
Well, if-
But this is one of the main reasons why Muslims in the West particular, say that they believe in Islam.
Oh, it's not my main reason.
Okay, it doesn't have to be your main
Yeah,
reason.
so that-
but this is why I want to talk about
But it's just not interesting for me.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's just not interesting.
Perfect preservation is not interesting to Libyano.
Preservation is not interesting to him.
Okay.
So how about this? Why don't I challenge you on the perfect preservation of the Quran, and then you can ask me about another topic of your interest?
Yeah, I just told you the most compelling evidence for Christianity.
Okay. So I don't get to challenge you first.
Oh, you could challenge me. I just want to know the most compelling evidence for Christianity.
How about that? I can give you my answer
Yeah.
after we discuss the perfect preservation. How do you feel about that?
Whatever, man.
Yeah. Can we agree to that?
Whatever. Just go ahead.
I'm trying to be
Can I
reasonable.
be like
Go ahead.
really,
I
really
just
weird
told
here? I don't know if this is me on my screen or something, but I swear his lips look very similar color to the microphone on him.
Yes.
Am I just is it just like I don't know, maybe it's just like the screen or how it's been recorded or whatever, but
Yeah, no, it's correct. Yeah, you're right.
weird. Man. Very weird.
Yeah. Man, it's like pulling teeth though, getting to talk about preservation of the Quran. He's not interested in it, and now he's just like getting like getting a little like a little like
Defensive.
hissy fit a little bit about it. Like, all right, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, I think you're right on the colors there. He's matching his microphone.
It's not interesting for me, but go for it.
Okay, so
All these cameras and microphones. Keep it snapping, brother. Please.
Yeah.
So, what Muslims tell me is that the Quran is being perfectly preserved,
Okay.
word for word, letter for letter, and dot for dot. That what's recited of the Quran today is exactly what Muhammad recited 1400 years ago when he received the revelation.
Yeah.
But when I look at some of the earliest manuscripts, like the Birmingham Folio, for example, which consists of parts of three chapters, Surah Al-Kahf, Surah Miriam, and Surah Taha, I see variant readings that don't align with any of the 10 qira'at that we have of the Quran today.
Yeah.
Shows me, one, that the Quran cannot be preserved.
What do you think
Sorry.
so far?
The face of the guy in the background. When he heard Timothy mention doesn't align with the 10 qira'at, he's like, oh crap. Because what these guys do, it was more obvious when Uthman came to the speaker's corner. They have people so basically people get vetted to talk to them.
Yeah.
So they have people that like, oh, don't talk to this guy. This guy's a known debater here at Speaker's Corner. Don't talk to him. Oh, this guy's, we don't know him, so he's probably ignorant of Islam, so you can talk to him. And I think Timothy might have slipped under their radar.
Yeah.
I think why they allowed this to happen, which is why it's so funny. And I think now they're realizing, oh crap, this guy knows things.
Yeah. Oh wait, we have Timothy in the chat.
Is he here? He has his own YouTube channel, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, Timothy at Speaker's Corner.
Oh, it is on Revelation 22:13. And welcome, Timothy. All right, so it is on Revelation 22:13.
Good to see you, man.
All right, yeah, the music is distraction. So let's see if we can find that. So maybe I wasn't going back far enough. I was just kind of scrolling down the first couple of videos. Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. Oh, it's shorter too. It's 43 minutes here. Okay, so yeah, what we'll do is we'll do that. We'll put on shout out to Soko and to Revelation 22:13. Gonna give a link for that as well. And welcome to Timothy in the chat. All right, guys. So I'm not sure where it starts off at, but let's see how it goes. All right. Let's see. All right. Got a disclaimer. Yes. Okay. Is that John Fontaine?
No, that's Hamza.
Oh, Hamza. Oh, that's a very common mistake. People make that a lot. Oh, okay.
Just here. Just here if you want to. You can stand off camera, it's fine. You don't want to stand off camera? Okay. Yeah, trust me. You don't want to be on camera. Nice to meet you. So you wanted to talk about the...
I've just overheard you don't want to be on camera. No, look on.
Yeah.
All right. So we did hear the beginning. Wait, what?
This is not the same thing, is it?
No, it says Orthodox Muslim had no answer. Wait.
Wait.
Did I go to the wrong video?
No, because in the Sogo video, there's a whole crowd around them. But here, when he's speaking, there's no one there.
This is the after another Muslim trying to. Yeah, you guys see.
Just to skip through it, like see if you actually see.
Yeah. No, he doesn't want to be on camera, does he? The other guy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different Muslim.
Okay, so.
You know why it's titled Orthodox Muslim though? That seems...
I didn't realize how long ago this was. It was 10 days ago. I'm thinking like it's like one of the early videos on the channel. I didn't realize I was okay. So we're good now. We found it. I keep giving you guys the wrong links, redirect you to the wrong place. So here it is, guys. One more time. You guys apologize. All right, so let's go.
Particularly, say that they believe in Islam.
It's not my main reason.
Okay.
But this is what she... Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Criticism before?
What's recited of the Quran today?
Okay, so this is basically where we left off at the last one, right? So start from here.
It's exactly what Muhammad recited 1400 years ago when he received the revelation. But when I look at some of the earliest manuscripts, like the Birmingham Folio, for example, which consists of parts of three chapters, Surah Al-Kahf, Surah Maryam, and Surah Taha, I see variant readings that don't align with any of the 10 qira'at that we have of the Quran today. Shows me, one, that the Quran cannot be preserved. In fact, for example, we have... No, let me explain. Right? Come on. So when we look at the Birmingham Folio, for example, in Surah Taha, chapter 20, verse 31, it says washtud instead of ushtud. In the 10 canonical readings of the Quran today, all say ushtud. But in the reading of the Birmingham Folio, it says washtud. Now, according to Dr. Alba Fideli, that reading is attributed to the Codex of Ibn Masud. We know that Ibn Masud, according to the hadith, I think it's Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 4999, he was one of the four who were recommended by Muhammad himself to learn the recitation of the Quran. Yet his reading is not found in any of the 10 qira'at. So I wondered to myself, how can the Quran be perfectly preserved when none of the 10 qira'at contain the reading washtud, which is found in the Birmingham Folio? So this would also mean then that the Birmingham Folio that we have today in Birmingham, I don't know if you've seen it yet, is not 100% true to what we have of the Quran today, within Hassan Asim or the rest of the qira'at. Another thing that I have a problem with...
Whether you're going on forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you respond to that.
Have you studied textual criticism before?
In what sense?
So when you look at manuscripts, how do you determine what is original, what is not, what is a variant reading, what is an unoriginal reading, what is a scribal error? How do you determine these things?
Well, I can tell you why it's not a scribal error.
No, I didn't say it is.
Yeah, but
how is it?
So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the evidence from experts, right? So what I cited in Surah Taha, chapter 20, verse 31, that comes from Dr. Alba Fideli. Well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
It's not a scribal error.
I didn't say it is. You're not answering, brother. You're not.
Okay, how do I?
Okay,
yeah, sure.
I'm asking you, how is it that you determine if a text is a scribal error or a variant, whether it's original, whether it's not original, whether the text belongs to a family of texts, whether it's a text that is whose origin is unknown? How do you determine these things?
Okay, so when it comes to this particular chapter and verse, right? The reading washtud, as I mentioned before, that's found in the
Codex. I want to pause here for a second. So this kind of getting you to define your method. I'm not saying it's not important to define your methodology and like how are you determining this? How do you know whether it's this or that? But he's using it as like a distraction, obviously.
He's basically it's I don't have an answer to this immediately, so I just want this guy to keep speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really annoying as well.
Yeah, so I want to buy some time. I was just complaining about how long you were taking. Now I'm going to ask you questions where it kind of gets you to explain your kind of like foundational, your groundwork, and then that's going to take you some time to develop. So he's going to think of an answer, or one of his buddies will give him something.
And what he's looking for is he's looking for him to say something that he can argue about.
Yeah.
So he can then pivot from what he was asked.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet he will do that. So,
yeah, because the point was made, right? The point was made that there is a textual variant. There's a textual variant that does not agree with the canonical texts that we have today. And that's the point he's making. Now, how you determine that, or what's your methodology for understanding scribal error or variant reading or this or that, it's not actually relevant to his question, which is how can you say that there's perfect preservation when the manuscript evidence doesn't agree with that perfect preservation?
See, or what we have of the code of Ibn Masud.
Okay, can you pull that up?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Give me a second. Can I ask you to hold this for a second?
No, just one second. So, which narration are you citing?
Which narration?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So, how do you know that it belongs in? It was Ibn Mas'ud's codex, you said?
Yeah.
So, how do you know it belongs?
Okay,
in
I'll show you. Yeah.
No,
So
I want primary sources, please.
Okay. Well,
wait, what?
Let me first.
He wants primary sources, so he wants Ibn Masud's codex.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Right.
Yeah, bro. I don't accept anything. You need to bring me. That's like saying someone tries to read you like a part of the Bible. You're like, no. I want primary sources. I want you to get John's first ever written gospel. I want you to get that manuscript, and I want you to read from that alone in the Greek.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that? He's clearly just throwing stuff up here.
Yeah, talking about methodology, right? It's like, and then he's like, I want a primary source. So you want a primary source for his reading? The only knowledge we have of his reading is secondary. We don't have
exactly. we don't have no one. We know about Ibn Masud's codex through how people record how they interacted with it and heard it. Oh my days, what an idiot.
So that's another like trick question, you could say, right?
Yeah,
it's another trick question, because no matter how it's just we don't have Ibn Masud's writings or his codex in manuscript form or any form of his writing directly from him. It's not penned by him, or manuscripts that are things that are penned by him. But let's see where he goes with this. Let's see what he's willing to accept.
Refer to Dr. Abufadeli.
I don't care. I want primary sources.
Okay. Let me. I can give you the.
I don't care. I don't care about scholars who have researched this. Why would I care about that? Yeah. I want the original copy of Ibn Masud's codex, please. Give it to me at Speaker's Corner right now. It's in your backpack, obviously.
Oh boy!
What an idiot!
Oh boy!
So imagine asking for primary sources for something that you only know through secondary source. He doesn't. This is really bad.
This is really bad, man. Oh boy.
Primary source as well.
Yeah,
I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the source that Dr. Abufadeli cites is Zamakhshari al-Kasaf.
Sorry, what?
Zamakhshari. Yeah.
Can you pull up the narration?
I'll see if I can get that.
Yeah.
But this is what she. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So give me a second. Whilst I don't have that to hand, so it might take me a while. I'm just going to be honest with you.
You should have that.
What I have on hand.
What do you mean? What? You should, man. You need to, bro. You gotta have a manuscript in your backpack, okay? And you gotta have like every single point you're about to make. You better have that physical manuscript on you. You should have it ready.
Yeah, it's interesting as well. He took a little jab at him because he tries to pronounce the Arabic and he says what, and then he says himself to be like, yeah, I know the Arabic. It's all show for the fact that he has nothing. That's really funny.
Yeah. So to me, what's clear is that Libyano is unaware of this variant reading, and he's learning about it right now in real time. So he's using all of his tricks to try to distract away from the point. Define your methodology. Give me the menu, whatever. He didn't say give me the manuscript, but we know what he's getting at, right? Like, I want the primary source. Like, I want that. You should have it.
When he says he wants the primary source, he actually means secondary source. He just doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, because as a
he's asking
Makshari
for
is
other
a
people's
secondary source as
narrations.
well.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is this? This is Dr. Albert Fideli's thesis. Let me explain.
He's an Orientalist, is he not?
It's a woman.
Wait, what? Okay, that was kind of funny. By
He,
there.
dude.
What?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wait, hang on. Can you play that back a second? Wait,
Yeah, I want to get it because there's an interview with Dan Brubaker, and I want to show what the scholar looks like and how. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, let's pull it back.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
You should have that.
What I have on hand is this. This is Dr. Albert Fideli's thesis. Let me explain.
He's an Orientalist, is he not?
It's a woman.
Or she's an Orientalist, yeah?
Yeah. So let me. What do you mean by Orientalist?
She studies preservation of the Quran.
Yeah,
She's
she
a
looks
Western
like
academic,
ancient
She's a Western
manuscripts.
academic,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, so he doesn't even know who the scholar is, and he's trying to discredit the scholar.
Yep.
Let me
See, this is all steps backwards, right? It's all like, oh, you're presenting that? Okay, well, I'm going to take a step back because I don't like this. I'm going to say that they're an Orientalist and just say I can't accept this.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I was thinking of Asma, another scholar, Asma Halali. But
Yes.
anyway, that's who Dan Brubaker interviewed. But yeah, this is a woman. Okay. Yeah. So
Funny if he was like, oh, then I don't accept her.
Yeah. Right. Oh boy. All right. Let's go.
Yeah, she looks like ancient
She's a Western
manuscripts.
academic,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not familiar with her works.
Okay.
That's why I asked you for primary sources.
Okay.
So whatever she's quoting from as the Makshari, we first must know whether the narration is authentic or not first.
Okay.
If it is authentic, then the verdict from that would be that this reading would be a shadh reading. If
Okay.
it's not authentic, then this reading is not considered to begin with.
Okay. So for the sake of argument.
Wait. You don't. Wait. Hold on. Let me hear that one more time. Because.
Then this reading is not considered to begin with.
Okay. So let's.
If
Okay.
it's not authentic, then this reading is not considered. Reading would be a shadh reading. If it's not authentic, then this reading is not consideed to begin with.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah, so he's laying out the options there for what are the possibilities. All right.
Which is again just waffle, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's not really an answer. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it has to be authentic. And it's like, well, it's not really okay. How does that really help? You're just trying to discredit it before you even dive into it.
Exactly.
So for the sake of argument, if this is found within the reading or the Codex of Ibn Masud,
Yeah.
how would that affect your view of what's being said here?
So if it's authentic and it goes back to Ibn Masud's Codex,
Yeah.
it would just mean that it's a shadh reading.
What does that mean?
So it's a reading that's not multiply independently attested. You understand?
That's not the definition of shadh reading.
Well, also,
what was the definition of shadh reading? Hold on.
Reading that's not multiply independently attested.
Multiply independently attested. Okay.
So he's talking about Tawatur, right? He's basically saying it's mass transmitted.
Exactly. That's not the definition of a shadh reading. So a shadh reading, it's like an irregular. It's an irregular reading. Basically, it just in simple terms it means it's non-canonical. It means that it's something that the companions read, but it's not canonical, which means that it's not something that Muslims recite in their prayers and worship in like a liturgical context. Although there is a minor dispute about that. There is some disagreement about that, but the majority position is that if it's a regular reading, then you don't recite it in your prayers in like kind of like a worship liturgical context. It doesn't have anything to do with how attested to it is or anything like that, because you have scholars that completely reject the idea that there is like tawatur or like to the canonical readings, which means that they come through singular chains. They're not like multiply attested things like that. So if that was the definition of a shadh reading, then according to some scholarly definitions, then the canonical Quran would be very.
I don't think he knows about that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Oh, we got the link here. Samawi, he gave us the link. So for those of you guys who want that's the Arabic source, you guys want the link, Samawi just provided it there. All right. By the way, I don't know what he's looking for. Is he looking for as a Makhshari to like grade this or something? Does he think that that's what he's doing? Like they're saying like this is authentically attributed to Ibn Masud or something? Is that, I don't know what he's thinking as a Makhshari, or like when different scholars are citing variant readings, like how does he determine whether or not those are authentic attributions to them? Like what does he think? I don't know what he thinks.
I'm guessing he's just using the standard Sunni Isnad chain thing, and he wants someone to be like, oh, I'm a Sunni Muslim and I use the Isnad stuff and I say this is Sahih or Hassan or whatever. But the thing is that getting him to admit that that's the standard he's using is one thing. It's like, okay, so if there are Western scholars who actually use the historical critical method and establish that this is likely an authentic narration about someone who did encounter Ibn Masud's codex, then what are you going to do about that? And of course, you just have to throw that away, basically, and be like, yeah, I don't use that. I can't use that because that undermines my faith.
Yeah. So yeah, just pulling it up here, and he doesn't give like a chain for like how this. He just says that this is in the Mus'haf of Ibn Masud, and then he says, and this is like Ubay, read it, and this is yeah. So he's giving. So I don't know what he's expecting with this, but anyway, let's see how this progresses. Let's see how it progresses, or if that's the right word for this type of thing.
You understand? So then it doesn't matter for us anyway. There's many shad readings.
Well, no, I'm trying to understand. Are you saying that? So wait, let me ask you this.
Just listen.
Okay.
When you say 10 canonical readings, why are they 10 canonical?
That's a great question.
That's a very good question, Libyano.
That's a wonderful question.
What makes them canonical? Whatever it was something that was understood in the 15th century.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
That's a great question. Wow.
Some canonical.
Well, we have to talk about Ibn Mujahid. We have to talk.
No.
He said no.
What? Not? No. Don't need Ibn Mujahid when it comes to canonization of the Quran.
No.
He's not a major player in that at all.
I'm wondering if Libyano knows who Ibn Mujahid is. I don't know. It's not clear to me. Like, let's see.
Of Manic Razum, if you want me to say that.
You're confused.
I'm not.
Yeah,
you're confused.
He's confused.
He hasn't really said anything yet.
He said the correct answer. He said it goes back to Ibn Mujahid, and he said no. He kind of like shook.
No, you're confused.
You're confused.
You're confused. You know about Ibn Mujahid, and I don't, so you're confused.
Wow, that's wild. Whoa.
You're confused, man.
Bro,
I'm saying,
what
makes it canonical?
Let's not do that stuff.
No, it's just.
By the way, well, anyway, I'll see if this comes up. I'll wait. I don't know. We'll see.
Come on, let's not do that stuff. I'm trying to be nice.
I'm being nice too. I didn't say anything wrong.
All right. Yeah. You're saying I'm confused, but no. You're saying that I'm confused, right? My point is this: in one of the earliest manuscripts that you have, the Birmingham Folio, it's been carbon dated 568 AD up until 645 AD, although we don't know the actual dating of the ink that's on the parchment. Right? Now, some will say that this is like a 7th century document around that period of time. It has a reading washted, and it's been attributed to Ibn. This is the point that I want to get to. This reading in the Birmingham Folio, is it something that Muhammad recited?
No.
Or it's not. No. Although it's attributed to Ibn Masud.
If it's a shad reading, then we have no evidence that the Prophet recited.
So you're saying to me, just to clarify.
Listen, this is why I asked you.
Okay.
So just very quick. He's basically meaning if it's non-canonical, it has zero evidence. He said it has no evidence for it. That's a massive leap from it has to be mass transmitted to zero evidence. It's not one or the other. You can have some evidence for it, but he's like, no, it has to be zero. There's no evidence now. So okay,
that's crazy. So he just said all of the non-canonical readings that exist from the sources that we have that talk
Islamic
about like,
sources.
this companion said it like this, and this companion read it like this, and this companion read it like that. He's saying that there's no evidence that Muhammad actually read the Quran that way, or zero. They say zero evidence, right? Zero evidence. Like the fact that you would think that if a companion is saying this is what the Quran is, that is evidence that they learned it from Muhammad, right? Or maybe he doesn't take that model. Maybe he doesn't believe that. So maybe he has a different model. Wow. So I don't know if you know, but someone issued a debate challenge with they wanted Libyano to debate me on this topic, and I had no idea. I've never heard Libyano talk about this topic apart from like a clip that I've seen when he was like interacting with a meme that I made, and this is like my first time hearing him kind of like get into it in depth. And this guy Libyano has no clue what he's talking about at all. Like this would I don't know what his friend was thinking to get him to get him to debate Timothy on this and issue debate challenges further on the topic. That's crazy. Whoa.
Canonical readings are.
Okay.
What are they? This is the problem that you have.
Okay.
What's in a canonical reading?
Well,
it's a reading that's massively attested.
Okay, mutawatir. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
There are many readings that are not mutawatir. Yes? That are attributed to companions.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay, go on.
Okay. Are there readings that are attributed to companions that are not mutawatir?
So, I just need to understand then. Are you saying then here in the Birmingham folio that it doesn't contain 100% of the Quran that you have today? That's what I need to understand that. Because the reason why... Wait. Let me just...
No, brother, you just asked...
Libyano, let me...
There's not even a claim that it contains 100%. Let me 3 pages.
Let me tell you why I'm saying this. Yeah. There are Muslims in this park.
Yeah, so just to be clear, what Libyano was saying was like that people shouldn't be claiming that anyway because it's 3 pages, what Libyano just said. But that translates to there's like 61, I think, verses that are attested to. And as Timothy is pointing out, that there's a non-canonical reading here, and there is other readings that are different than the majority reading that Muslims have today. You could still consider them within like the canonical readings, but they're different than the majority reading today, the Hafs reading. And so yeah, we're talking about like less than 1% of Quranic material in total, like 61 verses, right?
Yeah. Also, have you seen the Marine Van Puten's blog about like the Tawatur nature of the Qira'at? I can't remember if I showed you it, or maybe you showed me it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth like because that
if you have it, I can show it.
Yeah, I do have it. Yeah.
So this is basically he's translating Ibn Jazari's portion on this, which Ibn Jazari used to believe what Libyano was saying right now. That's in his earlier works, but then in his final kind of work on the topic, he demonstrably said, and I'll let Chris kind of present it I'll leave it for shock value. Let him just kind of if you want to pull it up here, I'll get it.
I got it on my screen if you want to share it.
Gotcha.
So this is actually a really interesting article. It's written by Mariam Van Putten, who is a expert scholar on the Arabic language, actually, in particular. Yeah. And he looks at Qira'at readings.
Make it a little bigger.
In. Is that enough? I don't know. Let me switch.
See the chat.
It looks like it's probably good enough. Give me one in the chat if it's big enough.
All right, cool. All right, we're just waiting for you guys' feedback. If that's good enough, if you want him to zoom in a little bit more, let us know. But why don't you get started on it, and we'll just wait to see what they say.
Yeah. So I'll skip through the main parts of this. Excuse me. if my voice can hold that long. One of the most interesting parts of modern Islamic orthodoxy is the belief that the 10 canonical reading traditions, that's the Qira'at, which is what they're talking about, are transmitted by Tawatur. Now, Tawatur just means mass transmit. Oh, it goes on to say here, mass transmission so massive that it is unthinkable that people could have agreed upon a lie. The requirement of Tawatur doesn't really enter the Islamic discourse until rather late. As late as the 15th century, which is when the 10 canonical readings were canonized, people were still getting pushback against it. One of the people who pushed back against this is Al-Jazari. Look here, 1429. Yeah.
By the way, Yasser Qadi, he kind of presents him as the greatest scholar in the field of Qira'at in the past 1,000 years. So just keep that in mind, guys. the greatest scholar in the past 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. And like again, 15th century, and he's the one who standardized the 10 qira'at, and he's gonna go against the idea that it's mass transmitted. The very same person who wrote a definitive description of the 3 reading traditions after the 7, which are now considered canonical. He expanded it from 7 to 10 in the 15th century. He is seen as a canonizer of the 10. Yeah. Ironically, the 10 are now widely held to be transmitted by Tawata, that is mass transmission, even though he himself emphatically and cogently denied this, not just for his 3 after the 10, but even for the 7. In other words, the guy who canonized the 10 qira'at readings, who made them the acceptable readings that apparently go back to Muhammad, he himself said, actually, guys, they're probably not mass transmitted. Think about that. Now, Libyano's like, no, one of the criteria for the 10 qira'at is that they're mass transmitted. And by the way, Muslims are taught to say this again and again and again, like a broken record. They're just taught to memorize this fact, thinking this is a fact. This is totally a fact. But the very guy that canonized it, and actually Ibn Mujahid made a similar point. They don't. Ibn Mujahid is the guy who came up with the 7. They don't believe they're mass transmitted. By
the way, who Libyano just brushes away. Like,
he's not a big player.
What does he have to do with canonization? What does he have to do with canonization? Just forget him, man. You're confused.
What an absolute tool. Since this is not widely known, obviously, because Libyano doesn't know about it, or outright denied. Yep, it is. I thought it'd be useful to write up a translation. So, Marin van Putten, an expert on the Arabic language, he actually translates a part of his work. I think the work is called Pillars of a Valid Recitation, page 117, apparently. But anyway, he gives this, and this is Al-Jazari writing this argument, and it's important to follow this. Yeah. Okay, so he sets out the criteria. This is his criteria for how you know something is a canonical or a valid qira'at going back to Muhammad. Number 1, it follows the grammatical rules of Arabic, even if just in some aspect. Okay, now this is interesting. He's saying this because otherwise people can tell you that certain readings, certain qira'at go back to Muhammad, even if the Arabic is nonsense and it's trash.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we don't believe that Muhammad didn't know Arabic. he did know Arabic, so he wouldn't give trash, grammatically incorrect readings. So it has to be grammatically correct in Arabic. Number 2, it has to follow one of the Ummanic codices, even if it only permits it. In other words, if you change the diacritical marks a little bit, and as long as it conforms to the Razm of the Uthmanic Codex, then it's fine. Yeah. Why is he saying this? Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If someone comes up to you and says, this is a narration that goes back to Muhammad, there's a Sahih chain, it goes back to Muhammad, and it's like him coming up with some random stuff that's not in the Uthmanic Codex that ultimately is what we have today in the sense of how it goes back. Maybe it's like, say Muhammad, I like chicken, right? That's a narration supposedly. He's like, no, that cannot be true because it's not found in the Uthmanic Codex. Because guess what? People were presenting narrations that are not in the Uthmanic Codex. So we have tons of non-Uthmanic narrations that we know about. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to disqualify these. He's like, no, you can't say that goes back to Muhammad, even if you have a valid chain for it. And then finally, the third one is sound in its chain of transmission. Now, he's saying, let's not get us confused. He's saying you just need a chain that is valid. He's not saying it has to be a mass transmitted Tawata chain. He's not saying like tons of people need to say the same thing and narrate it through many different people. He's saying, no, as long as you have one that is valid that goes back to Muhammad, then it's fine. Why does he have this criteria? It's really interesting. This is valid recitation, which is not allowed to be refuted and not valid to be denied. Indeed, it is from among the 7 Afruf. Oh, he's bringing the 7 Afruf here. Nice one. Which the Quran was revealed by, because remember, there are 7 Qurans, not 1, according to Sunni Muslims. And it is acceptable for the people to follow it, whether it is from the 7 Imams or the 10 or some other of them from among the accepted Imams. And when some of these is lacking, it's dispatched as da'if or unusual, sad, or so on and so on. Okay, so this is now Marine Van Putten speaking. A lot is happening in this short section. What is notable is that these three requirements are interdependent. No matter how good your sound chain of transmission is, even if it's back to one of the 7 canonical readings, if said reading doesn't follow proper Arabic grammar or doesn't follow the Uthmanic text, it is still rejected. Ibn al-Jazari's channeling a view that was clearly around with earlier authorities, including the canonizer of the 7, Ibn Mujahid, that guy that Ibn...
Gonna brush him away, yeah.
Libyano's like, nah, I don't care about that guy, he's irrelevant. Yeah. Who would frequently dismiss canonical readings that he described themselves and had a perfectly valid chain of transmission for, because he considered the grammar to be unacceptable, for example. So Ibn Mujahid, in the 10th century, is already encountering readings that do actually have valid chains of transmission. But he cannot accept them because they're nonsense, like in a lot of instances. The grammar is terrible. Or the very content of them is not found in the Quran in the Uthmanic way that we understand it today. So he cannot accept it. And it's for this reason, and we're going to come under this. So he talks about how this view by al-Jazari's times clearly come under significant pressure. People challenged it. But so this is interestingly challenging as well. So this guy, Al-Ghanati, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, would frequently challenge such dismissals because, after all, the reader was a true Arab. So how could he not know what proper Arabic was? And the isnad was fine. So, in other words, basically, people are saying, hang on a sec. If you accept the isnad chain in hadith studies, right, and you apply this to the Quran, if you have a valid chain, then in the Islamic way of thinking, you can't get out of that, right? Because it's authentic. If something authentically goes back to Muhammad, you cannot question that. And the guy's kind of thinking along these lines, and he's like, well, also, if it does, if this chain is valid, because we believe it is, it's the science of Isnad, and that's not up for question in the Sunni religion, then that must mean that it does go back to this guy. It does go back to all these people because it's authentic. But how he was an Arab, these people were Arab, so how on earth could they not have known proper Arabic grammar? Yeah. And hence he's just ignoring this. And this is where having this idea of unquestionable authentic chains kind of self-destructs, because what was happening was people were giving valid chains for nonsense things. Mm-hmm. But if you hold like very strongly to the idea that these isnad chains, they prove that someone, they prove that Muhammad really did say this hadith, well, then you also have to accept he said a lot of nonsense stuff. He spoke in completely weird Arabic that's not Arabic at all, and he also said like non-Quranic, non-Uthmanic things. He said the Quran in totally different ways, but they don't want to say that.
Right. By the way, people are asking if you could post the link to that as well. If you could send it in the private chat, I'll post it in the main chat.
Yeah. Let me send it over to you.
Cool.
So there's a lot in this article. It's not too long, but there is a lot of points that are being making.
Oops. Oh, I don't have. You can put it in the private chat. Yeah.
On the thing. Yeah. Let's do that. There we go.
Awesome. All right, guys. Here's the link. You guys want to save that. So this is something that obviously non-Muslims know about, and the majority of Muslims you run into, actually 99% of Muslims you run into, if not 100%, are going to say, well, 99%, okay, let's say 99%, are going to say exactly what Libyano was saying. They're completely just ignorant of what their scholars say. Like, that's why he just brushes off, like, Ibn Mujahid. He probably doesn't know who he is, or he doesn't know who Ibn al-Jazari is, which is who Marine Van Putten here is translating the work of. And so the idea is this. It's like, if you have conditions for what makes something a valid reading, and you have the condition of it must be correct Arabic grammar, it must conform to at least one of the codices of Uthman, because there's variants there. Some of them have like missing words or different consonantal texts, and then it must have a sound chain. If that's those are the conditions that Ibn al-Jazari says. But if you have the condition of something being like having tawatur, or it's mutawatir, like meaning like that. By the way, this is a term that's not defined. Like, there's not a consensus definition of this. I guess the only definition that's acceptable is it's something that it would be impossible to be incorrect because there's so much agreement on. But when you get into how many like numbers that is, you literally have everything from like 3 to like 300. It's like, I'm not joking. Like there's like, what makes something mutawatir? What makes something mass transmitted? Muslim scholars have no idea. There's no consensus on what, because Muhammad these are not terms that Muhammad used. These are not terms that the Quran uses. It's just something that Muslim scholars made up much later, which you have right here. Some, Muslims rejected straight up, even as late as the 15th century. Early on, this is not even a concept in their mind at all, but it's later Muslim scholars trying to kind of make it sound like they have a science that comes from Muhammad, when in reality it has nothing to do with Muhammad at all. But as you can see here, a scholar completely rejects it. So the idea is this, that if you have something that's mutawatir, like the idea is, no matter what that means, like what is the definition, what makes something mutawatir, it's if it is mutawatir, like whatever that means to get to that point, then it doesn't matter if the grammar is correct. It doesn't matter if it agrees with Uthmanic or Muslim, because if it's mutawatir, it automatically means that it's true. It automatically means that it's true. Like the example that they use is like, like the sun sets or something, like it's something like undeniable. Like there's so many people that attest to this that it would be impossible for them to all to collude on a lie. Like it comes, you go on, you ask this person, ask people who've never met each other. The idea is that it's just impossible for these people to collude on something. So if something has this status, then no other criteria matters. No other condition matters. Because that's the only one that really matters. But he said that can't be the case. That can't be the case. We actually do need to judge by the grammar, which, by the way, has a big problem as well, because sometimes Muslims will, I'm not saying Ibn Jazari did this, but a lot of Muslims will use the grammar of the Quran to make like the standard for the Arabic language. So it's like if you're using the Quran as a standard for Arabic grammar, and then you're judging it by Arabic grammar, like it doesn't make sense to do that. But that's not what the scholars do. That's what like your average Muslim does. So the scholars are saying, okay, it has to agree with Arabic grammar. It has to also have like, it has to agree with one of the kind of like codices of Uthman, one of the written texts, one of the kind of, manuscripts that he sent out to the regions, and then it needs to have a sound chain. Like that's the condition that he said. Otherwise, you have mutawatir, none of these things matter. And one of the kind of examples he gives is like for particular variant readings. Like you could say that there's mutawatir. You could say that there's tawatur for things that agree with each other across all the Qurans, let's say all the canonical readings. Let's say that the verse is like 5 words, and let's say 3 of those words are the exact same in every single reading. You could say, okay, that has like tawatur, that's mutawatir, that has tawatur status. But those 2 extra words that are variants, you can't say that those are mass attested to, mass transmitted, or whatever, because there's disagreement on them, right? So that and there's other arguments as well. There's really great arguments for this position, but Libyano and the Dawa guys, they're not prepared to have these conversations.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you want me to like finish some points on this, or are we good?
Let's go. Yeah.
All right. So let's again, Min van Putten makes it clear here. Who are you to say the language is bad? You can't reject it. With such a line of argumentation, you make 2 of the 3 pillars, the first and the second pillar, essentially powerless, and the chain of transmission becomes tantamount. It is therefore no surprise that after having weakened 2 of the 3 pillars, he invested heavily on the idea of tawatur. These readings were mass transmitted. That was the only way you could plausibly neuter pillar 1 and pillar 2, by making pillar 3 unassailable. Listen to this. Ibn al-Jazari, he's the guy that canonized the 10, is implicitly denying these by explicitly saying that these things are to be rejected, even if they do come from the 7 Qira'at readings that have already been established. In other words, he's actually saying, yeah, even the 7 readings that have already been established at this point, they're probably not mass transmitted. And maybe some of them need to be checked again, because if they don't conform to proper Arabic grammar, which as far as I understand, there are some canonical readings that have questionable Arabic grammar, and you can find people commentating on this and saying this reading seems wrong. This reading we should probably. They say funny things like this reading is the more correct one. It's like okay, all right then. So basically he's trying to avoid this, but Al-Jazari is like, nope, I'm telling you now, guys, even if it means we have to like reevaluate the 7, like you can't believe that these are mass transmitted, otherwise you end up accepting silly things like silly Arabic grammar and things that are not found in the Uthmanic tradition.
And by the way, it's important to know that that he used to defend, like ardently defend this position that there was like that these readings are mutawatir, like they are mass transmitted. But then he realized, wait, you can't have that because then you just eliminate the other things, and it's just not true. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like for particular variant readings, you can't say that those are mass transmitted, mass agreed upon, because they're not. Like if you have 10 canonical readings. And well, what that really means is we have 10 readings, but what that really means is that for each of the 10 readers, you have 2 canonical students. So really you have 20. And let's say like you go through all 20 and there's variants among them on those particular variants. How can you say that there's mass transmission for it when you literally have disagreements in your same canon? Like you can do it on the ones that have agreement. You can say that, like you can say, okay, this word is mass transmitted because everyone agrees on that word. But for the words that don't, you can't do that. But if you say that the ones that don't have like tawatur status means that you have to throw those out, and then you don't have any of the variants that So it's a big problem, and there's more to say on this as well. There really is a lot.
Oh, wow! Hello, did Jai just nuke himself? I think Jai has just nuked himself. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chris at Speaker's Corner. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. Oh, no, he's back. Oh, never mind.
Sorry about that, guys. My fingers slipped and I scrolled too far back and it did like the back. I was just about to do it again when I was demonstrating what I did, but you guys can't see it. But All right, so let's go through some. Anything you want to conclude from here?
One more thing, just because I've seen it on the screen and it's hilarious.
Right.
Really quick though, because I'm aware that we're taking time on this. Clearly, there are other readings with perfectly valid chains of transmission which follow one of the Uthmanic codices and have proper Arabic grammar. So, in other words, there are other readings outside of these 10 that do meet this criteria, but they're not canonized.
Correct. So even if you take his position, then you have problems as well. Like, so it's like, this is a really, really, really difficult topic. Like Yasser Qadi was not joking when he said that this, in fact, why don't I just quickly play that real quick? Before we go to the super chats, let me just play this real quick, because it's so crazy how spot on he was, Yasser Qadi. I'm not going to go through all these slides. These are from like other streams that I was going to do. I just like kind of put stuff together, and I thought whatever would come up, it would be relevant. But it could be relevant, I should say. But because I don't know exactly what Libyano was going to argue. But let's just hear this one, for example. No, not this one. There's another one. Another clip right here. Okay, check this out.
We can't hear it, by the way.
You can't hear that? Oh, no. Oh, no, it's supposed to be sharing audio. Hold on a second. What's going on? Okay, you should be able to hear it now.
And Sheikh,
yeah, you can hear that?
Sorry.
All right.
One of the most technical issues, which is ahruf and qira'at, and the reality of ahruf and qira'at. And Sheikh, your master's and PhD is in ulum al-Quran.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Out of all of the subjects of ulum al-Quran, you know as well as I do that ahruf is the one that تحيرت العقول, that ulama were so Suyuti has كل الأئمة. One of the most confusing issues of ulum al-Quran is حقيقة الأحرف.
So there you go. This is the most confusing issue, and that
was.
You wanted to. There's something you wanted to share on that. Let me just bring that back up. But yeah, I thought that was a good time to bring that up, because Yasser Qadi was not joking when he made that statement. This is literally the most confusing topic in all the sciences of Islam. And so when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, guys, that's what we need to focus on, because Muslims have no answer for this. They have no answer at all. And you don't even need to become expert in this stuff. You can just learn like one variant, for example, and a Muslim's going to stumble at that. They're going to have no idea how to reconcile that with standard narrative. And so there's like foundations, to build when you have discussions with people, like that's necessary. But in terms of like getting information for arguments, this is something that you could just literally just take like one hadith and ask them, how do you understand this? And then no matter what they say, it's going to destroy the standard narrative of Islam. So when Muslims are telling you this is the most confusing topic, this is the one that gives Muslims the most doubt, that's like, we should all be like, hey, let's spend a little bit more time on this. Of course, there's tons of topics that are problematic for Muslims, but when their own scholars are telling you that this is most confusing, that's
It's a very fun topic if you want to really make someone squirm, because there's no real easy answer to this. One thing I'm just going to say real quickly, and indeed, this is clearly the case. Miriam Van Putten goes on to say, Yazidi, he's one of the 4 after the 10. Because yes, there was actually a point when there wasn't 7 canonized readings of the Quran. No, there wasn't 10 canonized readings of the Quran. It actually went to 14 at one point. And then he went back down to 10 because, that was a big mistake, apparently. But anyway, this guy...
Well, 7 was a mistake, too, because they would confuse it with ahruf.
Yeah. Al-Mujahid, what is he doing?
Yeah.
He's such a jahil. He doesn't know what he's saying. Anyway, clearly, this one is valid in all of those ways. So basically, what Miriam Van Putten is doing here is he's saying, look, we can clearly identify other readings that actually do meet these criteria, but you guys don't include them as canonical. So their own standards they don't meet. They're literally like, here are the standards, and then they're like, let's not apply that.
Yeah.
So it's funny. It's really, really bad.
By the way, there are some modern like sheikhs who take this position today. Muhammad Hijab mentioned one based in the UK. His name is Akram Najdi. Akram Najdi, I think is his name. He's a sheikh in the UK, and he believes that the canonical readings they're not mutawatir either. He doesn't believe that they have tawatur status. So if you want to look at like modern people talking about this, in fact, I just want to make sure I got it. Akram. Maybe I can just post it. He's got it's a difficult accent to follow when he's speaking English, but if you can find the video, what's his name? Maybe I got his name wrong.
Who is this?
He's one of Muhammad Hijab's sheikhs. I might have misremembered his name. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll go to Muhammad Hijab's website, because he's got a website and he's got like a CV on there.
Oh yeah,
and he talks about
his
all the
CV
people.
is so funny.
Yeah,
I saw it once, and he's like, I have talked to this person. I have talked to this person.
Yeah.
It's like, what on earth is this?
Why don't we pull it up real quick? And then he's like, my mom taught me Arabic. It's like, oh boy. Okay, so yeah, right here. So for those of you guys who don't know, means mother in Arabic. So I can't see that. Let's see, you guys can see it now. Yeah, so the mother of Muhammad Hijab, Muhammad Hijab, she's the one responsible for.
And she taught him masculinity.
And masculinity.
Okay.
So we want to look for.
And he's memorized the entire Quran. No, you haven't, my friend.
No, no.
I take issue with this because I don't think that Muslims don't give a proper definition of what it means to memorize things.
Yeah, that's
like for example, like people who memorize stuff, if they go and they recite things from memory, they prepare the day before. They don't. Yeah. You can't go up to a random person and be like,
Nadwi.
Like, here's a random part of the Quran, recite it. Because like people at Speaker's Corner be like, yeah, I'm a Hafiz, I know the Quran, I've memorized all the Quran. And then I just say, okay, tell me what Surah 34 Ayah 5 says. And they go, I don't know. And I'm like, so how have you memorized it then? Because they have a very childish understanding of memorization.
So actually, should we just play the clip? It's only 3 minutes long. This is one of Muhammad Hijab. So this is the guy here. It's not Najdi, it's Nadwi, and this is the sheikh here.
So is this, from what I remember, is this just a list of people he knows?
Yeah,
basically?
like it's like, you know, you and me, we've read chapters of books together. So why don't I'm gonna put it in a resume? Like, hey, I read a chapter of Chris and I we read on the Incarnation together. So I'm gonna put that on on our resume together.
Well, it's like, who does this? Is this like an Islamic thing or something? Is this a cultural thing?
I think he's really just trying to build himself up, like with credentials. He's like, look, I read a couple chapters with this guy. He's like, oh yeah, it's pretty wild stuff.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff, man. So I found the Sheikh. If we want to, we'll just quickly go to his video. I won't pause at all, but I'll give you guys the link if you guys want. And this is him criticizing the, you know, mutawatir stuff. So let's see. I think from what I remember, his accent is pretty tough, but hopefully we can get it.
Mutawatir basically means number of the people who report the hadith. So if the report is such a huge number that they cannot lie or they impossible to agree on a mistake, that will be mutawatir. And less than that is called ahad, because generally one or two people narrate, they call ahad. But this idea of mutawatir and ahad, again, actually it came into Islam from non-Islamic sources. People of the hadith, they never divide hadith into mutawatir and ahad. People like Sufyan Thawri or Ibn Uyayna, Imam Shafi'i, Malik, Abu Hanifa, then after that Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Nasai, none of them ever use the word mutawatir. Never. Some of them use the word mashhur has another meaning, dictionary meaning. Does not mean the mashhur that people say. This never had been the first time when he.
So mashhur just means famous, like, you know. So that's he's saying that they use this term mashhur means like famous, but it doesn't mean what the technical definition took on in hadith studies later on.
Right. Okay.
And it
was
made part of the hadith science was done by Khatib al-Baghdadi. Khatib Baghdadi died in there 400.
Hey Jai.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I be a pain? Some people in the chat are saying like the box is covering a little bit of the video because it's kind of cutting off the guy's head.
Oh yeah.
Can you move me down or something? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, that works really well.
There we go. All right.
3. You can see after such a long time. Before that, nobody includes mutawatir into usul hadith. First, mutawatir was introduced by mutakallimin. Then after that, adopted by fuqaha in usul fiqh for a purpose, because they want to make who's kafir, who's not kafir. So the best is make a measurement. The whole purpose was if somebody denies mutawatir, he's kafir. So, you know, in Islam. So this came later on. The knowledge really is a sound knowledge and non-sound knowledge. That's how Muslims have been following. If knowledge is sound, you should follow it. If knowledge not sound, don't follow it. That's all. It doesn't matter how many people report it. What matters sound. Make effort to find sound knowledge. Sahih. So that's why Bukhari wrote his book as Sahih. Muslim wrote as Sahih. Sound knowledge is important. You know, not number. Actually, numbers can be misleading.
Numbers can mislead you.
I like how he's equating, like, he says the soundness of knowledge,
and
then he equates that with the isnad chain.
Exactly.
I'm like, but that's not how that works. Just because you have a supposed Sahih chain doesn't mean that the actual thing being transmitted is like any good.
Yeah.
Could be like the
true.
worst thing.
Yeah.
Could be like, you know, tighten your leather strap, the eyes of the leather strap. Kind of you know? Yeah.
So here's his criticism of this whole. Now he's talking about in hadith, but he also takes issue with like when it's applied to the different readings as well. Because I've heard Muhammad Hijab actually say that explicitly, and this is one of his teachers, so he's aware of this position. Doesn't mean Libyano is, but Muhammad Hijab is at least.
Huge number, you know, for things which are lie and false. You know, if you ask Indian people, they are also mutawatir. It's not.
He said if you ask a bunch of Indian people, like, you know, you have like 1 billion Indian people, they might all agree on a specific, like this thing is true, and there's 1 billion people saying it doesn't mean that it's true just because there's 1 billion people saying it.
Judge, who's going to find out? And what can you mutawatir? Just think really, what can you mutawatir? How can you make mutawatir prophethood? Prophethood must be to one person. He's the man who did. And most of the things that prophet did really, not necessarily taught by everybody. The most thing will be actually all the good things are ahad. Mutawatir are very few hadiths, even though they are disputed. Actually, there are people who say there are no single mutawatir hadith in the world.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
They discuss something which actually has no meaning. What purpose? Some people say there's no single mutawatir hadith in the world. To just imagine, if there's no single hadith mutawatir, what purpose to discuss something like that? And when you say mutawatir, you know what happening is, for you it is wahid. You do not know the mutawatir. So you say to mutawatir. So your knowledge depends on one person. If he's wrong, you are wrong.
That's a good point. So when you're learning like hadith, you're learning it from one person. You're not learning it from like those billion people. So when it comes to you individually, it's just one. So they call it like an ahad chain, like a one. There's just one.
Right.
So this he's talking about in the context of hadith, but he's also just talking about in the context like in general as well. Like he brought it up like when it comes to theology, when it comes to law, but it also applies to the readings of the Quran as well. So here's a scholar. I don't know if Libyano is still in the UK or not, but he should take a visit to Akram Nedwi, and he should have a debate with him on this concept of tawassul. So yeah, that's basically it, guys, for him. Let's go through some super chats real quick, and then we'll get back to the debates. Shout out Brother Chris. Yeah, shout out Brother Chris for his contribution to the Islamic dilemma. But you guys should apologize to Brother Mel for your unjust attack on his academic work. You guys can look at the stream that we did with David Wood, and if you think it was unjust or not, you can judge for yourselves. But yes, shout out to Brother Chris. Shout out to Brother Chris.
Thanks, man.
All right, so Timothy, who is Timothy?
Timothy is a Christian apologist at Speaker's Corner. I think very highly of him. I think he's got great character, great self-control and discipline, and he's very knowledgeable, and he spends the time to get familiar with the Islamic sources that he critiques, and you can see that in this video that we are going through tonight. So that's who Timothy is.
That is Timothy. And we have another Timothy. Another Timothy here. Islamic way of thinking. You mean shut your brain? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut your brain and just accept the dawah programming from 700.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's basically the Islamic way of thinking. Yeah. Facts. J49er, Chris, please get Jai and DOC to collab on the doublets from Gabriel Reynolds, aka Islamic Q Source. Bribe them with bangers and mash, since they
are American.
They are
Americans full time now. Americans don't have bangers and mash, right?
But he's saying you got to bribe us with that because we don't have that.
Oh, okay. So you're missing out on the amazing bangers and mash. Good, good English reference there. I like it. Yeah, we were talking about this on the live stream yesterday. I'm really interested in this. Basically, applying like New Testament scholarship and how we look at, for example, how the Synoptic Gospels, how they relate, and basically trying to derive an earlier source, like the Q source, but Q here means Quran, and I find that really interesting. And Gabriel Said Reynolds has done some work on this, and I really want to read it and get up to date with what he's saying. Because I think it's just a really interesting way of attacking certain concepts. You can demonstrate, for example, that there might have been a source before the Quran.
A written source.
A written source, in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard his interview with Cameron Bertucci and on Capturing Christianity. I that's as far as I've gone into it, though.
That's as far as I've gone.
Yeah, so it does seem interesting, though. But I'd like to see, like Chris said, the paper and kind of go into it a bit more before we adopt it into our, let's say toolkit of things to use against Islam. But yeah, so we have. Let's go back to the debate, shall we? Or was there anything else from the paper that you wanted to bring up? Or
no, I think that was good. Yeah, let's go back to the debate.
All right, so it's going to bring us back on the top like this. So that I guess that's good. I'll cover a little bit of Libyano. You cover a little bit of Timothy. All right, cool. All right. And yes, this is Timothy's channel right here. One of our mods, Samawi. Thank you for posting that. It's linked to his channel right there. So, all right.
So don't tell me about Muslims in this park. You're talking to me.
Let me.
You're talking to me.
Okay. So just to confirm, just to make sure, you're saying that the Birmingham folio that's in Birmingham today.
It's 99% accurate.
So it's not 100% correct.
No, nobody ever claimed it's 100%.
People have claimed.
No.
Oh wow! Wow!
Oh
dear!
Wow. He just said,
dear.
"Don't mention." Isn't this really funny? Don't mention anyone in this park to me. You're talking to me. Don't mention anyone in this park. Okay, who in this park mentioned it? Who in this park said that? It's like, wait a minute. You just told me not to mention anyone in the park, and now you're saying, let me know.
Tell me
said
who
it.
says this.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's all tactics though. It's
Yeah.
all to deflect. This is just pure deflection.
Mhm.
He's not said anything that's like substantive, like anything with any value.
I think it's because he doesn't know about the topic.
I don't think he does. But well, there's a thing where when people feel they're being pushed on something they don't know about, what you ought to do, this is something you should practice in your own lives, is just immediately say, okay, I'm not the best and the most qualified on that. There are other people who are more knowledgeable, so I'm just going to pass them on to you because I won't be able to do as good a job as they can. That's the humble way of dealing with that. But obviously he's not humble in any way, and that's not how his audience wants to perceive him. So he has to go along with it, but he can't engage at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like when you this is like very common in Christian Muslim dialogue, and this is also a bit of like a cultural difference as well, that in the Arab world, I remember when Jake he moved to Morocco, one of the things that he mentioned, it's really funny, Jake, because we're talking about how Jake's like the hater of all the Muslims. He's like the top 5 things I hate about Morocco. Like, when he moves to Morocco, like top 5 things I hate about Morocco. So like we just moved to the US, so, like top 5 things I hate about the US. Like imagine that. It's like, come on. Like, but anyway, so he did like a top 5 things he hates about Morocco, and one of the things he noted, which is a cultural thing, is that people do not say I don't know. Like, you're literally asking them for directions, and they'll refuse to say I don't know. They will point you to the wrong direction, and we're just talking about, we're not talking about religious matters. We're just talking about like, hey, where's this restaurant, or hey, where's this gas station, or something like that. They refuse. It's like something that's in the DNA that just like refuses to say those words. I don't know. And I'm not saying every single Arab in the world is like that. And I'm saying the Arab world. I know I'm including Morocco. They're not really Arabs, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like in the Eastern world, you could say, whatever, like North Africa, Middle East, this is part of the culture. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but that's just how it is. I know Libyano, he's a neighbor to Morocco, Libya. So, well, not next door neighbors, but they're close. So this is like part of the culture where it's like it's like a shame to say I don't know. But
wow.
But this is something that's like almost like a virtue in the West. If you say I don't know, that makes you look humble, and you're like, oh yeah, that's an honorable person. So we have Jose here. He's from the Middle East as well, and he's agreeing that it's like he said he did it himself, and he's a Christian from the Middle East. It's just part of the culture. It's part of the culture, and it's one of those things that we need to kind of like, when we're new creatures in Christ, you get kind of, there's certain cultural things you can keep and certain things you got to push away. That's one of those things. It's like a lack of humility, and so he's part of that kind of culture, and he's appealing to people from that culture. So if he were to say I don't know, then it's a really bad look for him. Although for other, like Chris, if you saw him say I don't know, you'd like be like, oh, that's actually a point for him because he's being humble and being honest. But for his people, that's like a weakness to say you don't know. Yeah.
Man. Whenever I get asked for car directions, like I'll usually have no idea because I'm terrible at like directions, geography and stuff. But if there have been times when I'm like, yeah, I know where that is, and then I give them instructions, and then they leave, and then I'm like, oh no, that was wrong. That was horribly wrong. I've actually told them to go totally the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I've never just like been like, yeah, I know that. I just made something up. But yeah.
Imagine that this one time, this was back in the UK, and we were in this like city that we don't normally travel to, and I happened to know like where literally one location was in that city, and so we were just about to go home. We were about to get into the car, and then all of a sudden, this guy, he's like clearly in a rush to get somewhere, and he looks at me, and he's like, do you know where this building is? Do you know where this thing is? And that's like the one place I actually knew exactly where it was. So I was like, you guys, yeah. So sometimes, if you know, you help out, but if you don't know, you have to say you don't know. Otherwise, you're gonna get people who are in rushes and to be late for things. But yeah, I was like, yeah, he asked the right guy at the right time, because if he, that's like but he was really close to the place, to be fair. So I didn't have to try hard. But it was like the one place I knew in that city where to go. Because once I started talking, usually they catch on really fast. I'm not, British, so they're like, oh, maybe he doesn't know, but I happen to know. So yeah. All right. Well, that's in the UK. Now I kind of fit in America though, but with my accent at least. Well, sometimes some people actually. That's a different story, different rant for another day.
I was gonna say, like, I've heard people say they're American and they spend time in England, and then they're like, "Oh, you're so American. You sound very American." And they go back to America, and everyone says, "Oh, you sound so like British."
That's yeah.
Is that the thing?
It's weird, the things that you pick up on, like the things that you pick up on. Like, even like with my family, they're like, oh, "That's not how you say that. That's not." You didn't grow up saying that. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. And it's like it's just same in Arabic as well. Like if there's certain like if I spend time with a certain group of people, for like I start to like adopt their.
Yes, I've done that as well. I went to Scotland for a while and I picked up all the Scottish stuff and immediately dropped it when I got home.
Yeah. Hey, we got 18 ministries. Before we move on, he says, "What do you say about the hadith that Mo will marry in Jannah? Are they usable in polemics?" Yes, and I recently did something about that. Recently, didn't David just do a video on this or something? No, he not like just do a video, but it was like. Anyway, I know that I collected sources on this, so yeah, it's definitely usable. There's material on that. He also. Said he would marry the wife of the pharaoh as well. So it's usable in because Muslims will say like how much they respect Mary, and then you give them this, and doesn't sound so respectful. Yeah. So any comments on that, or we go to
to answer, I'm not familiar with the basis for the hadith.
Okay.
I know about it and it disgusts me thinking about it, but we
respect Mary and Jesus so much, and then it's like, oh, he wants to, like, what a disgusting guy. Especially since it's a thing like within Christianity, like Mary being a virgin, it's like a doctrine amongst like a lot of Christians, let's say, or the early Christians. And so for Muhammad especially in Muhammad's time, that's what Christians believed. They believed that, and so for him to be like, oh, I'm going to marry her, knowing that Christians believe that she's a virgin.
And what they do in Jannah, right? What that implies, and I think that's one of the most disrespectful things. But I haven't looked into it enough, so I'm not the person to ask on this. You should ask someone else.
It is. Like I said, I looked into it like within the past couple of weeks. I don't remember if Dave did a video on it or something like that.
Maybe.
All right. So let's continue on then. All right.
To Jenna's claim that he said 100%.
I'm not Smiles to Jenna, brother.
Wait. He just asked him who said that, and he said Smiles to Jenna said that. He said, I'm not Smiles to Jenna. It's like,
well, okay.
Chris, who said that? Smiles to Jenna said that. I'm not Smiles to Jenna. Like, dude, what? What you asked him? All right, let's hear that again.
Everything he's doing is like he's taking hits because he just doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do. It's just there's nothing. There's no like comeback or anything.
But you're saying that the Birmingham folio, that's in Birmingham today,
it's 99% accurate.
So it's not 100% correct.
No, nobody ever claimed it's 100%.
People have claimed
no,
it's 100%.
Who did?
People have claimed.
Who did?
Smile to Jenna's claimed that. He said 100%.
I'm not Smile to Jenna, brother.
I'm saying,
dude, you just asked him.
Actually, what's his name? Adnan Rashid. When I debated him on this, his whole position was that this is the Quran and it shows the Quran is unchanged.
And odds are he probably learned that. Smiles to Jenna probably learned it from him, right? He probably learned it from. So, oh boy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Who says that?
Who says it? Who says this? This person says it. I'm not that person.
Why'd you ask me that?
But I'm bringing it up as a point. It's a fair point.
Yeah, so if you go to Islamic Awareness...
So how do you know?
Just look.
Okay.
If you go to IslamicAwareness.com, they study these manuscripts.
Yeah.
It'll tell you there's a 99% match.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. How do you know then that this reading was stood, Surah Taha, chapter 20, verse 30? Wait, hold on. Let me ask the question.
Yeah.
How do you know that this reading in the Birmingham Folio, Surah Taha, chapter 20, verse 31, is not the correct reading?
Because it's not massively attested.
Not massively
Wow.
attested.
Yes.
So why would you say that this is the older manuscript? So you have the older manuscript.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. I'll tell you why it matters.
So listen. This is why I asked you, have you studied textual criticism yet? Because you haven't. Just because a manuscript is early, it doesn't necessitate that the manuscript is more original.
Even if it's attributed to Ibn Masud.
Even if it's attributed to...
Whoa, yeah. So he's denying historical critical method. He's basically saying, I don't care how early this is, which is hilarious because all the Muslims that use the Birmingham portfolio, they point to the fact that it's very early. That's the whole point. They're basically saying, look, we finally have something that's in line with critical scholarship. And and now he's like, oh, by the way, there's a variant in it. And he's like, oh, well, we don't accept early things.
Yeah, we don't accept early variants attested to in early manuscripts. What's wrong with you, man? Who says that?
I must Master Jenna.
Oh boy, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I'm man. I always get like, I don't know why I put my expectations so high for Dawa guys. Like, and I don't mean like I'm expecting something scholarly from him, but I expect something better. But I guess like the most kind of exposure I've had to him has been him doing things like he's threatened women before, and then he's said all sorts of disgusting things about women. He's on record, according to his friends. His friends say that there's evidence from text messages that he sent or something to that effect that he beats his wife.
Yeah.
So I've heard him threaten women before. I've heard him talk to women in disgusting ways. I've heard his friends say that there's evidence that he has said or admitted to beating his wife. And then we all saw what he did to Avery's wife recently with Muhammad Hijab. So that's the kind of character, we get from this guy. So I wasn't expecting anything crazy from him, like in terms of scholarship, but I've figured like that can't be the only thing he's popular for amongst Muslims. I know Muslims do like, they do up that stuff and they're like, oh yeah, you're great. You're the way you talk about people, the way you describe women in such disgusting, filthy ways, and how you say that you beat your wife. This is so wonderful in our Muslim world that you're a great guy. You're a great representative for us. I thought that can't surely be all that he has. He has to have something else to kind of back up this.
No, I think that's all that is needed in a way.
That's all that's needed.
Well, yeah, in Islam, I genuinely think they did a big sale off. Like they at some point when the internet was gaining traction, Muslims were going online. They were getting access to these sources and these arguments they never heard before. They were hearing about Muhammad doing all these things, and they were like, "Okay, we got a serious problem here. I can hear the avalanche of apostasy coming behind me. I know it's coming. It's going to take us all out. So what do? And they basically went, well, we're just going to sell Islam to the highest bidder. Whoever, like we had the Zakir Naiks, we had the Ahmadida. We had these guys who at least would kind of try and look presentable. Like I'm not necessarily agreeing with their behavior, but at least they tried to look presentable to the West, right?
Yeah.
These guys are like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do trains. We're going to do drugs. We're going to have alcohol. We're going to be like looking at girls on live streams. We're going to be doing all this stuff. And in return, we'll help you with Islam by just like mocking people, by shifting, by appearing confident when we know that we don't have anything, by being a sophist, really.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. And that was a deal that was made basically at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, I just remembered this now. This is a short clip from Rob Christian, and I want to show. Maybe again, I don't know why I had this expectation of him to be better than this, but I want to show this. I don't know. Have you seen this clip from Rob Christian? On,
oh yeah. Wait, has Rob Christian noticed the guy has weird colored lips as well?
Rob Christian has noticed that he's got weird.
Okay.
He must
Let's
have.
focus
Yeah,
on
that has to be. Yeah, it has to be. All right. So now I'm covering. Let me just see when we place the video though to see. Okay, he sent
In
this
these
out.
videos, the clip
So,
says
all right,
without.
let's just hear Libyano himself and watch what he says. So this is Libyano on a completely different topic. He's not insulting women here. He's not degrading women. He's not talking about beating his wife or doing, like Chris said, going to clubs and doing. He's not talking about any of that stuff here. Listen to what he's just talking about. Like he's trying to do dawah or trying to evangelize to Christians. Let's see what he says.
He's a big author.
Yeah.
Lying about Saint Justin Martyr.
Justin Martyr, he's a big author.
Yeah.
Justin Martyr,
Yeah.
he's all about the logos.
Sure.
The divinity of Jesus, yeah?
Sure.
Did you know that he never quotes the Gospel of John once?
Oh, interesting.
He's not even aware of it.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Oh boy. And
even
I can hear Muhammad Hijab in the background. So this is an interview with Muhammad Hijab. So immediately when I remember, like obviously, like completely unrelated to Islam, I was just going through the works of Justin Martyr and some of the scholars who talk about what the early apostolic fathers and things had to say about various topics. And one of the things that I remembered, and it stuck out to me because ever since I heard Justin Martyr make this connection, it's like I can't. It's like once you can see it, you can't unsee it. So in the Synoptics, Matthew, Mark, Luke, when the Lord Jesus talks about that in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must become like little children. You must become little children to enter the kingdom of heaven. Now in John, it's you must be born again. But that's how you become a little child. You're born again. Now you're a little child. So when he made that connection, I was like, oh, that's just like how it's like, it's the same thing. It's just you're being born again, becoming a little child. You're being born again. So now you're becoming little again. That's what it takes to enter the kingdom of God. To enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be born again. You must be a little child. Justin Martyr makes that connection. So right away, I knew he was wrong about that because I remembered reading that. And it's from John chapter 3. And so obviously, Justin Martyr was familiar with the gospel.
Yeah, I mean, well, he kind of gave the answer away in his own.
The logos.
Thinking that. It's like the logos. He's all about the logos, but he never even mentions John's gospel. I'm like, he may have read the first page of John's gospel. I have to be honest with you. He may have read the first page.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think, Rob Christian here. You can see. Right there. That's the section.
Nice.
Unless you're born again, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. John 3, verse 5. So, yeah. So that's. I mean, this is the caliber of Libyano, man. It's like sometimes I just forget about these guys until like they start doing stupid stuff. Then I start remembering like how bad they really are and how. That's how it goes. It's like they're just I don't catalog all of their like stupidity. It's not always on the forefront, but once I start talking about them, I start, oh yeah, I remember this, I remember this, I remember that. So yeah, this guy really bad, man. All right. Oh, by the way, we didn't talk about this beforehand, but how long do you want to go for? We're at 2 hours right now. Obviously we're not going to get through this whole thing, but how much longer you want to go for?
Another half an hour? Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool. Half an hour?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So let's see how much we can hear from here before Libyano makes his comment again. All right, cool.
The manuscript is not attributed to Ibn Mas'ud. The reading is attributed to Ibn Mas'ud. That's attributed. And by the way, we have not even established that it actually goes back to Ibn Mas'ud. You just gave me a random quote of a Zamakhshari saying,
I'm a scholar.
I've been gone and looked at the channel.
Yeah.
Quoted a scholar saying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, that's besides the point. I know you don't have it on you, so I'm not going to give you a hard time.
That's fair.
The point is, okay, if this reading is established to go back to Ibn Mas'ud, okay? Assalamu mother. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's a pleasure.
Oh, that's that guy.
It's a Scrappy Doo.
Yeah.
Right? If any reading goes back to a companion, and this reading is not mutawatir, we have no epistemic justification to conclude that it goes back to the Prophet.
Okay.
We're only epistemically justified in concluding that a reading goes back to the Prophet.
Epistemically justified. What is this dude talking? Who just used this language like when you're just having a conversation with somebody? Do you have epistemic justification for like just talk normal? You can't even spell epistemic, Libyano. Just relax, man, relax. People are like, what? Yeah, that's crazy.
If it is massively transmitted.
Okay.
That's why we have the 10 canonical readings based on the 7 modes or the 7 ahruf.
Based on the 7 modes or the 7 ahruf?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Timothy.
Oh, he just put his foot in it there.
He's about to bury.
He's put his foot in it there.
Yeah, he's about to get buried right here. I don't know. Look, I don't even need to know what Libyano's about to say, but I just know that Muslims have no answers to this, so I know he's about to get buried.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's like you could go this direction, and eventually it's gonna get you buried. You can go this direction, you're gonna get buried right away, but sometimes it takes a couple more steps before you get buried. But this topic, it doesn't take long for you to get buried. So let's see how he's gonna bury himself on the relationship. What Yasser Qali says the most confusing topic between the ahruf and the qira'at, the canonical readings.
Do you know the 7 ahruf?
7 ahruf, yeah, I'm familiar with it. So are you saying that the 10 qira'at contain the 7 ahruf?
Yes.
Where's your evidence for that?
Yeah, so the evidence for that is this, okay? The Prophet, peace be upon him.
Oh, man.
Oh, sorry. I know what he's thinking and what he's doing. I love it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran in 7 modes. Okay? 7 modes of recitation. Now, these 7 modes are 7 alternative readings or 7 variant readings. Okay?
Oh, wow.
These 7 readings.
Sorry, he says the word variant.
He says variant. He does say variant. And I've also, like, from another clip I've heard of him that I played on, I think it was the last stream, he said that it's not the case where these are just dialectical differences. These are actually meaning differences. So he's at least at that level where he acknowledges that these are variants where it can't just be attributed to dialect.
Yeah.
It's actually meaning. So he actually has said that. It was a clip I was playing from him. He was actually reviewing Avery, Logical Apologetics, and he was saying that this is like, I need to say who Avery is. Everybody knows who he is, but it's just natural to shout people's chinos out. It's like that. But yeah, so yeah, like he was reviewing Avery, and he was agreeing with Avery's point. He's like, yeah, he's actually got a good point here. These are not just dialect differences; there's actually meaningful differences. Now, of course, he said that there are no contradictions. Obviously, he's wrong about that, but he's at least a little bit further than some other Muslims are on that point.
Okay, or the 10 qira'at, and there's many qira'at, but there's 10 canonical qira'at. These are different combinations based on these readings. Okay, so imagine you have 7 digits, and you are told to make 7 passcodes or 10 passcodes based on these 7 digits, right? These digits would these combinations, these passcodes would include all of these all these digits. Do you understand? Every single one of them.
This is like the dumbest explanation I've ever heard of.
Just like passcodes, guys.
But
beep,
you remember,
boop, beep, boop.
I think one of the things that Timothy said at the beginning was he's talking about the way that Muhammad recited the Quran, how he taught it, how it was passed on, and how Muslims recite it today. If he's saying that the readings we have today are just combinations, well, first of all, that's okay. If I could just take let's say I have like 7 digits and I can, make, I'm going to choose like number 3, then over here, then number 2 over here, number 5 over here, number 6 over here, number 7, right? You just go about like that. Who's to say Muhammad read it in that order, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not actually saying Muhammad read it in this exact order. You're just saying that someone could just take from these 7 digits and they can come up with any combination that they want to, as long as they're playing within the rules of the 7 digits. So as long as you're choosing 1 through 7, you're within. So you could say Muhammad said this word, like he said 1 through 7, and I'm assuming Libyano believes that. Unless he has a different view on this, that Muhammad would have said it all 7 ways, but not in that same order, right? So,
Right. So
this is a really, really weird position to take, and it's demonstrably false. We can actually make arguments to show it's false, like within seconds. If
yeah.
but
So
yeah.
just to add, like, so first of all, this is not actually answering the question, because all he's doing here is he's basically trying to allow for some way that this mystery could occur, because he actually doesn't know what it is. So when he says, do you when Timothy said, do you have any evidence that the Aruf has made its way to the Qira'at? He can't be like, yeah, sure, let me show you Aruf number 1 here in this Qira'at, Aruf number 2 in this Qira'at. Like, he can't do that because he has no idea what it is. So it's like me saying, there are some words in this lovely book, the Islamic Dilemma book. You guys should totally buy this on Amazon on the 25th of April. But there are some words in this book that you can find in other books. And then you go, oh, cool. So what words are they? And I go, I don't know. But I believe that there's like 7 of them in this book. And then they go into other books, into 10 other books, and they're scattered around somewhere. and that's basically what they have. All they can do is they can just find Qira'at variants and be like, that's one. And it's like, okay, but how do you know it is? It's like, well, we don't know.
Yeah.
We have no way of telling you if it is or isn't. I mean, there's 10 of them, which is not 7, which seems difficult to accept anyway. But the thing that always gets me as well is, so if there are 7 ways like of reading, 7 modes, what kind of like category are we talking about? Are we saying the Aruf are like chapters, like surahs of the Quran? Are there different surahs, or is it just different ayah, different verses? Like, you see what I mean? Like, how what does it apply to exactly? Because let's say it applies to verses. Does that mean that somewhere in the Qira'at we need to find 7 different variants of a particular verse? Would that be what that means? But of course, from what I know, Jay, and maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, but there isn't any that I've heard of, but maybe there isn't any case where you have one verse that has exactly 7 known Qira'at variants of that particular verse, all being said in different ways.
Yeah, not within the canonical, certainly.
Not within canonical. So
yeah.
So there doesn't seem to be on a per verse basis, because that doesn't work, because you don't find 7. The chapters, we don't have 7 entire different chapters. So yeah, like, we don't have it. Like, you can't prove it. It's not there.
Yeah. By the way, the idea of 7, like the 7 existing today, the 7 Ahruf existing today, that's also a position that I would love to see him defend. But yeah, let's. I'm sure this goes on. So let's see how this develops, because he's bound to make some more mistakes.
Because each reading is based on these 7. So this is the difference between the ahruf and the qira'at.
So you're saying it's 7 modes of reciting the Quran.
There's 7 alternative readings and variant readings.
Consonantal differences then.
What do you mean by that?
So, I mean, different words, not necessarily.
Yes.
So some people will say that it's dialects.
No, it's different.
You're not saying that it's
different
dialects.
words and different meanings.
And you're saying
so
he's just throwing people under the bus. He's throwing a lot of Muslims under the bus there. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, so when he's saying different words and different meanings, so there goes the whole
oh no, it's just different what do they say, tajweed or whatever.
Different pronunciation.
Different tajweed.
It's like our accents, like, like the way I pronounce something, the way you pronounce
it's
something.
Tomato and tomato,
tomato, potato. Yeah, so that's I mean, there's so much to say on this topic. I just want to see like how far Libyano gets and how many mistakes he makes. But there's tons to say on this. Let's see. How this goes.
100% of the 7 ahruf is contained within the 10 qira'at.
Yeah.
And you won't be able to show half by half. You just say that's all within there. How would you be able to prove that claim that each of the? Are you saying that each qira'ah has a selection of the 7?
Yes.
And then 100% is found within the 10.
Yes.
How would you be able to establish that claim?
Okay, so I just told you these 7 ahruf were revealed. The Prophet recited them. The Prophet taught them. Okay?
Yeah.
And when the Prophet taught these, and as Quran teachers came and knew the Quran and started teaching others, transmitting the Quran, it is reasonable to assume that
already a problem here. Yeah, he's definitely, again, this is another instance where you can clearly doesn't know the answer. He's just like walking them down. Yeah, by the way, Muhammad used to breathe and he used to talk to people and he used to do all these sorts of things and he used to, you know, like we all know the story, dude. Just get to the answer. Like, is that what you're saying, and how do you prove it? All right, so reasonable to assume. Oh boy.
And started teaching others, transmitting the Quran, it is reasonable to assume that these 7 ahruf are contained in these transmitted readings.
Said to assume.
That's crazy. That's
He's just said you have to assume. You have to assume it's there, guys.
Yeah, you just have to assume it.
If you look hard enough in the Qira'at, you can find some words from the Islamic Dilemma book in there. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you what words, but I know they're there.
Oh boy. Wow. So, I mean, Muslims have no idea what ahruf even means, first of all. So you have to define what it means, which is an impossible task. The only consensus is, I don't know. And once you go past that, it's how many of these exist today?
Yes, that's another big point, right?
But you need to know what they are in order to say if they're existent today.
And that's why there's varied opinions, because there's no evidence of what these are, so you don't know if they exist. So some scholars that are, in my opinion, this is just a really silly view, that all of them are preserved somehow. You know, it's a mystery. We can't verify it, but they're there. Trust me, bro. And then you have the more moderate view of some of them may have, right? So maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4. But their way of trying to explain how it comes and what it is, they still don't have a clue, so it's still just pretty bad. And then there are some Muslims that just say, no, Uthman burnt them all, so there's only one, and that's what's preserved through the Uthmanic Codex. That, I think, makes a lot more sense, to be completely honest with you.
So you have, you know, we should really do a part 2 on this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, why don't we like stop it here and we'll do like a part 2. So we're on like 15 minutes. We'll start from there, because this is where I think we could really like develop off of what they're saying. We don't need to like necessarily review everything, but like we can. I think this is a really good point to kind of pause for part 2, because there's a lot to unpack with this. And yeah, so why don't we do that then? Okay, so we'll end this here. And was there a section that you wanted to get to, or
I just want to be really cheeky and advertise my book one more time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We'll do that, but for the yeah, because I wanted to get back to it. But yeah, so I wanted to. So guys,
thank you. Yeah, I was gonna say thank you, Samuel, for promoting my book in the chat. Really appreciate that.
It's pinned as well. So you guys who didn't hear us talking about Chris's book earlier, I'm going to put it on the screen right now. You guys can pre-order it. That's what the pinned comment is. Here we go. And we'll do, this one. We'll do, hold on. Okay. How do we want to, let's see, how do we see it? Okay. I think that's, no, I'll have to move you over. All right, so I'll go like this. All right, there we go. All right, Chris, there we go.
Sure. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jai, for having me here. I am going to take this opportunity just to tell everyone about my new book, The Islamic Dilemma, that is coming out next Saturday. That is the 25th of April. It is something I've been working for 9 months, all about the Islamic dilemma. It is probably one of the best works, if I do say so myself, on this topic. No one's ever really written about this in such a substantial way before. It's thoroughly academically referenced. There's a bibliography. I wrote it in Chicago manual style writing. I took this seriously. I spent hours, and not even hours, days, weeks really, like collectively speaking, in a library with my laptop, writing this, reviewing it, going over everything, having it proofread by a team of people assembled by David Wood. And they've been amazing. And you too, Jai and DOC, for helping me with the Arabic and some of the tafsir related material. I think this is great, and it's currently number 1. Number 1 in new releases in Islamic theology,
also Christian evangelism,
and Christian evangelism on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's doing really well. So thank you all for whoever's purchased it, and I hope I can convince you to buy a copy, because I think it's a really good work, and I think it'll be really helpful for you evangelizing to Muslims online or in person. So there's one last thing. Paperback, hardback, and ebook. You can pre-order the ebook now. The link to do so is pinned in the chat. Or you can wait till next Saturday, and then the paperback and the hard copy will be available to purchase.
Awesome. All right, guys. So you'll be getting it next Saturday, and hopefully you guys will be seeing Chris on some of the big channels, Avery's, David's, IP and others as well. He'll be back here, of course. God willing, we will resume this on a part 2 another day. We'll figure out when. But I just think for the debate, for the discussion that we were reviewing today, there's a lot to say. There's a lot to unpack. We don't really have the time to do it now. I don't want to not do it justice. So, yeah, God willing, we'll get back and we'll do a part 2. But yeah, guys, if you guys want the Kindle edition, or you want the physical, like the soft or hard copy, or you can get both, because the proceeds help Chris's ministry. So if you want to get the Kindle edition, you'll get that. And then if you wanted to get the physical copy, soft or hard copy, next week, you'll be able to purchase that then. So yeah, there is the link. It's pinned. Somalia is also posting in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Why don't you show them what it looks like, Chris? You got a copy of it there.
I'll show the paperback one.
Yeah, there you go. Paperback one right there. Let me just give them full screen real quick. You guys can see that.
I'll show you as well the spine and that. I don't know how you do really cool looking book reveals, but this is how I'm doing it. But yeah. 84,000 words in total. And there's the back.
Awesome. There you go, guys. So check it out. Pre-order it if you can. And if you want the soft, hard editions, then you won't be able to pre-order those. You have to get them per order next week. All right, we got one last super chat here before we end. What is
Muta water?
What is piano? So with it. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks, Chris, for coming on, and we'll schedule a part 2. Look out for that, guys, for this. And we'll see you guys again on this, and definitely look out for next week for Chris's book to come out. All right, God bless everybody. And have a great, blessed day.
God bless you all.
God bless you guys. Take care. Jesus is Lord.
Amen.